All right, folks. Welcome, welcome. It's another wonderful day. Thursday D&D day. Woohoo! Who's excited for the one-shot adventure this evening? The Candlekeep Mysteries Lore of Lurue.
Oh yeah, let's do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
It'll be fun.
All right.
Not me. Not me.
Not you. You haven't. You don't care at all. You're like, no, I'm not into it.
Nah, I'm done.
You're just here for whatever.
In
Everybody
that
needs a
se-
naysayer. Everyone needs a naysayer.
And in that session, some say his heart grew 2.5 sizes.
That's right. His shoes too. Alrighty, folks. Let's get this going. I'm gonna bring you guys into. If you're not in there already, you should be able to see the scene. Are you guys on the D&D Beyond and the Above ETT yet?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, awesome. So where we last left off, and I will bring our new player in a little bit. First and foremost, if we want, we can take a few minutes to go around the table, introduce ourselves. My name is DM Shogun Rue. I am one of the Dungeon Masters with Old Dominion Heroes, running Candlekeep Mysteries every other Thursday.
You're breaking
And
a little bit.
Candlekeep Mysteries every other Thursdays, and the occasional one-shot game. What do you say, Jaron?
Oh, I am a level 8 paladin. I've been playing off and on for the last 12 years, but I really just recently gotten back into doing D&D. But enjoying the campaign.
Thanks. What do you say, Chip?
You asking me or you asking Chip?
Hey, however
Yeah.
you want to play it.
So my name is Thomas. I've been playing Dungeons and Dragons for about 22, 23 years. I'm currently playing in this game Chippendale, the Lumberjack Barbarian, who was born and raised in Whitestone Forest, and he loves to take uh, bits of lumber and turn it into fabulous works of art. Um, he's stumbled into this adventure because a cursed witch named Baba Yaga has it out for him since he killed her way back in the day. But yeah, so I'm excited to play tonight, and don't mind the background music. My wife's watching TV. My got 5 dogs, and I've got a son who's downstairs playing Fortnite right now. But who's
Alright,
next?
So tonight we're missing Harvey. I'll just give you some information about him real quick. He is an Arakocra from the Feywild. Harvey is a very peckish, strange, bird-like humanoid. He loves his snacks, and he especially enjoys the Feywild Funny Leaf, as he often comes packing with some doobies to please.
I will be right back. I gotta get a pill.
You're good.
I've got dinner right here, and
You're
it's
good.
got tomato sauce.
Yep. Hey, you're good.
All right, bye.
And with that, he plays a monk, which I believe he's way of the Feywild for his monk class or monk school origin, whatever. And Venlee, what do you say?
I think we lost audio for Venlee.
It's reacting to him talking, but he's not coming through. He's here.
Yeah.
He's not in the Discord. You're not in the Discord call anymore, Wes. You dropped out of Discord.
I still can't see you right in the video. Or what? Or what?
Wes dropped out of Discord. He'll jump in.
I know. I'm talking about OBS.
Well, I know it's all good, dude. We got to keep it moving forward, guys. Like I get it. We're gonna have some issues. One shot. I got to keep it running.
Go.
We'll come back around to Venlee. We'll wait for him to jump into Discord. Happy, what's up with you?
So I'm Tree, and I've been playing off and on since like 1978, but a lot since lockdown. And so I'm playing Happy. She's a gnome wizard, and she's very happy, and she has a spell book that is manifests as Bob Ross, like Bob
Okay,
Ross.
I'm back. Sorry, Discord decided to screw
And
me up.
Bob Ross floats around and helps her, and she accidentally got sucked into another dimension for 40 years and is really glad to be back at Candlekeep.
All right, Venlee, do you want to give us some information real quick? You're usually pretty brief, I know.
Oh, I thought I did already.
No, you weren't coming through at all because you had dropped out of the Discord. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Hey,
yeah.
Joseph, can you throw these in
I
for me?
am. I'm also a monk. Shidarkai. I met all these people
Love you.
outside of the Candlekeep, and I have no clue what's going on.
That sounds about right. I could jam with that. All right, and welcoming a new player to the Homebrew Heroes. Avvina, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hello.
Hi.
I think I was looking at the stream and it's like 20 seconds behind, so I was confused for a second.
No, you're good. It's a little
Um,
wacky. I'm sorry.
I go by Whisper online. I'm playing a wildfire druid named Avvina, and you'll meet her shortly. And I'm quite quiet, so you might not hear me talk much.
Ooh, I like quiet players. All right, well, let me go ahead and kick things off. Avvina, I'm going to bring you in just a bit. So we're going to have a scene that kind of links the last game to this one, and it won't take very long. So as the players battled with the puzzles, traps, and perils of Fistandia's Magic Mansion, hidden within Mordenkainen's book, The Joys of Extra-Dimensional Spaces, they finally managed to solve the riddle, or should I say, their resident woodcutter and barbarian human, Chip, shouted out the code word when they had arranged the magic books in order to open the portal, allowing them to escape her mansion. When they came through the portal, they were all spat out on the stairwell here and immediately rushed into the room and were met with an elderly gentleman here, a man wearing elaborate blue archmage robes with gold inlaid stitching and arcane symbols. He initially had his back turned to the players, and when they approached, he turned around to greet them with a shrill and old aged voice. He explained himself to be the wizard Matreyas. Matreyas was the wizard who was originally trapped in Fistandia's mansion that the players met when they opened the portal on the other side. In a fit of joy and exuberance, Matreyas ran for the entrance of the portal, and it closed behind him before the players could successfully escape. As you can tell, his appearance and seeing the player characters was a complete surprise and shock. Matreyas had been sent by a neighboring village to the Candlekeep to investigate lore and information surrounding the recent resurgence of witches within the realm. Matreyas was trapped in the mansion for about 4 years. Probably longer than that. I forgot from the last game, and I do apologize. So when he went into the mansion and they first met him, he looked like he was in his 40s or so. When they see him now, he's an old man in his 70s or 80s, gray hair, long beard, very frail and hunched over. The Matreyas that was described to the players before entering the private study was that of a young 30-year-old man, vibrant, youthful, and very powerful unnaturally for his young age. Seeing him, they discussed their perils in the mansion and how they escaped. And unfortunately, as they were speaking, a strange invisible foe began pestering and attacking them, as an imp had been brought through the portal and was now making its way to Matreyas to attack him. The player characters quickly vanquished him leaving his corpse on the floor. But as one of their companion friends, a little homunculi named Kumin was walking down the stairs to inspect the scene of the crime and to address Matreyas directly, he stepped upon a lump of clay, a figurine shaped like a humanoid. The energy of his life essence and the fact that he was made of the very same magical clay of forming caused him to unknowingly awaken a clay golem in the room. And that's where we pick up. You all stand around this area as a clay golem is lashing out at each of you. He moves forward, and you see Matreyas say to you really quick, prepare yourselves! This is serious trouble! And with that, I want you all to go ahead and roll for initiative.
Alrighty. And that's a 12 for Happy.
Okay. Just waiting on my other players here. Like she's in the tracker.
Sorry, it took me a second.
Oh, you're
My voice connection on Discord is like popping in and out. I don't know what's going on.
It might be your mic sensitivity settings under Discord.
No, like literally my connection is like dropping out.
I don't know, dude. I'm not a pro on Discord to get it past that, other than just maybe jumping out and jumping back in real quick, or going into your audio and video settings to mess with the input and the input sensitivity, because you might have auto sensitivity turn on your mic, and if you turn that off, you can adjust the slider to a sensitivity level where it'll pick up your voice. Because if you have crisp turned on for noise cancellation, it's going to filter out Desiree, the dogs, and the TV as best it can, which will often cut you out.
That's a good point.
All right, so we're just going to roll forward from here. So the clay golem at the top of the round, he immediately lashes out, and he takes a swipe for Happy over here, and he is going to make his attack. So you see him swing forward with this giant clay arm of his. As he goes to slam you. And that's going to be a 12, so I'm assuming it does not hit.
No, that does not hit.
And he'll go ahead and make his second attack, which is another slam. And that's a critical hit.
Okay. So that is, I was thinking I've got shield. That does a +5 to AC.
Yeah,
so
but
that
criticals automatically get
23.
past shield.
Okay.
Yeah, a critical hit is always a successful hit regardless of AC, according to 161 of the PHP.
Unless you have the language in your armor that says it's not.
Yeah. All right, so he's going to do 29 points of bludgeoning damage as he knocks you down to the floor. And so now you lay prone, facing the square here as you're slammed down to the ground. Jaron, it's your turn. As you see this happen, Matreyas draws a wizard's wand from his robe that's made out of bent Hollywood. It's got thorns on it and some red sprigged berries towards the end. And he draws the wand and he says, Akatosh! And cast a spell at the creature. Magical blast of arcane energy hits the golem in the face, sending sparks off in its eyes.
Is it still my turn?
Yeah, it's your turn. This is in between action.
Okay, so I'm going to charge at the golem and attack.
You're just moving forward one space?
Yeah.
All right, so you move forward to attack the golem. Go ahead and make your attack.
Ryan, my initiative is a 22.
I see you.
Does a 13 hit?
It does not hit. He has an
Okay,
AC.
well, I get to make a second attack.
Go ahead and make your second attack. And as you go to swing at the golem and miss with your first attack and swing over with your second attack, Venlee, you hear something strange and mysterious echo throughout your ears. It's all about the blood. Your second attack hits. Go ahead and roll your damage. Venlee, as Jaron makes his attack, lunging his sword into this clay golem's lump of earthen flesh, the voice grows louder. Get the book! It's all about the blood! Open the book! It's all about the blood!
And I'm gonna cast Divine Smite,
Okay.
which is not an action. So it just adds what? So 15 damage.
Okay. 1 additional point of damage. All right, cool.
Yeah, that was a really weak
All
Divine.
right. So now it's going to be Venlee's turn. You hear
Hold
this.
on. Hold on. I still have a bonus action.
All right.
I'm going to cast Healing Word on Tree.
All right.
You. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
All right. So now that you've cast your spell,
I'm
radiant,
done.
vibrant energy trickles forth from your hand as you point the energy down your sword and direct it towards your friend laying prone on the ground. She heals for 6 points. Now it's going to be Venlee's turn. You've heard this voice echo in your head. It's all about the blood. It's all about the blood. Venlee had to drop off and reboot, so I'm going to go ahead and take her turn for her. She hears the sound. It's all about the blood. It's all about the blood. Get the book. And she's drawn to a strange shelf over here. She sees a purple book cover, very similar to the book that you all were trapped in, The Joys of Extra-Dimensional Spaces. Only this book is about half the size of her torso and stands up on iron stands propped into the bookcase that it sits upon. The book stands about 2.5 feet tall by another 1.5 foot wide and spreads open to about a 3-foot span. This is a gigantic tome. You see Venlee pick up the tome and walk to the center of the room in a strange cadence, her step lumbering in an awkward way. The book, though it appears to be very heavy, seems to be weightless as she floats seemingly from the bookcase here to the center of the room. You see her slam the book down on the floor as the pages of the book flutter open and the spine slaps down on the table. The pages begin to flutter as a bright purple and blue sparkling light shoots forth from the page, followed by a rainbow. A giant cloud fills the room. The energy that burst forth from the book blasts into the room, blinding everyone temporarily, but the direct hit of the beam hits the clay golem in the face as he begins to reel back in frustration and anger, swinging his fist about in all directions. Happy, it's your turn.
Okay. I would like to cast Reduce on the golem.
All right, go ahead.
And okay. So that is okay. I don't think I need to. Okay. If the target is unwilling, it can make a Constitution saving throw of 17.
Okay. It got a 19 on die. It passes with its con additional added to it.
There you go. Well, and I'm still right next to him, correct?
Yeah, you still lay prone as you look up to cast.
I'm gonna go ahead and do Misty Step to like come over here,
All right.
and that'll be me.
All right. You end your turn. Back at the top of the round, Chip, it's your turn. And as you see your friend get up with her spell and Misty step across the room, a magical trail of energy behind her, the golem scratches at its own face, still contending with the blindness from the magical light, as it wings an arm out in a clothesline-like fashion. Jaron, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw at disadvantage, and Chip, it is your turn.
Okay.
So what I will do is I will draw. I will use my magical glaive. It has 10-foot reach, and I will smack the crap out of this golem from where I am.
All right.
Give it a 15 save.
So that's a
Hits. I can see the AC and I can see rolls too. I'm trying to move this along, guys.
Okay.
If I talk short, I apologize.
let's see. Roll
And
damage.
so you reach forward with your glaive, slicing down into the earth and flesh. Your attack cleaves into the golem's shoulder as its arm had swept across Jaron. Jaron, your dex save fails. You are now knocked prone, and into the open book you disappear from view.
So I get a
And-
second attack. And
go for it.
instead of like this time, what I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna take the penalty of a -5 to add +10 to my damage roll.
Okay.
Great weapon master feat.
All right. Hits.
So okay. So whatever damage I get, it's +10.
All right.
So I deal a total of
You said 20
20.
points of damage.
Yeah.
All right, cool. And with that, it's going to come back to the Clay Golem's turn. The Clay Golem reels back in pain from the wound to its shoulder, and it pulls its shoulder back together, reconnecting the clay, cries out as its arms go like Incredible Hulk style. It's going to grab onto the tip of your glaive after you make the second strike as you're drawing it back. I need you to roll a dexterity saving throw with disadvantage.
What is going on with my connection, dude?
It's happening to Wes, too. I don't know. It might just
Right.
be a Discord thing tonight.
It's
But-
so annoying.
It might pan out a little bit later as people get offline. Now's a pretty peak time for people to be home watching shows, and then anybody else in your home using a bunch of the Wi-Fi can cause issues too. But so roll your
Yeah.
deck save for me real quick with disadvantage. As you go to do
What's my
that,
dex save for?
because when he attacks, he's grabbing at your glaive as you draw it back.
Okay.
Yeah. So he's reaching for your glaive, and
Critical. I got a critical. So
Okay.
it's a 23.
no, did you roll with the disadvantage though?
No, but I can.
Yeah, because I wanted to see
Roll
what the
again.
Not that
Ugh.
really matters.
A 6.
All right. Yeah, next time roll a disadvantage so the stats add together in one roll. But either way, so it's still his turn. He's going to lumber forward toward you, and he is going to attempt to grapple you. So he's going to
Okay.
reach out, and I need you to make a strength saving throw. Or a strength check, excuse me.
So a check or a saving throw?
It would be a check because you're going against his strength.
2 critical fails in a row, so it's a
All right.
6. He's got me.
All right, so he grabs you. He manages to pick you up into his clay arms as he crushes your ribs. He stands.
Ah!
He stands over the book, and Matreyas cries out, "Get out of here! Run for your lives! Find your friend in the book!" And as he says
You
that,
fools!
he cracks off a bolt of lightning from the tip of his wand as an eldritch blast hits the golem. The golem drops you into the book, and you disappear. And with that, it's going to now be Venlee's turn, which she's still not back. Venlee is going to, in a blind, almost hypnotic manner, look at the book on the floor, and she kneels down to it in a praying-like position and literally swan dives forward with her hands out into the book willingly and disappears. Matreyas says, "I can't hold him off much longer. Please, find your friends. Be gone!" And with that, it's Happy's turn.
Okay.
Matreyas starts to tangle more with the golem as he clashes spell for blow as this golem thrashes about in rage, arms swinging over haphazardly, and you're standing shorter than the stature of the golem, so you could definitely lumber forward if you needed to.
Okay, yes, I would like to come forward and jump into the book.
All right,
Can I
so
do
you
that?
see all this happening, and you
Uh-huh.
rush forward, dodging blows left and right as your character dives into the book, which opens even further in a bright purple light and reveals a humongous portal in the middle of the room. And with that, it's going to take you into another area. So let me switch you up here. So
So
you-
I'm at Discord right now.
All right, so this is where I'm going to bring in our friend. So, Avvina, you fly about the evening sky over a forest. A strange crop of trees reveals itself over the edge of a mountain range. A mountain range you haven't flown over before, and an area of the woods you are unfamiliar with. You see the treetops glow with vibrant neon lights and sparkles as like fireworks burst forth from their canopy. You fly lower and hover just above the canopy of the trees, only to be met with the sounds of utter chaos. As you listen intently, flying over, spying on the situation from a safe distance, you attempt to look through the breaks in the canopy at the surface of the forest floor below. You see humanoid figures running in terror in all directions, deeper into the forest, pursued by larger, shadowy figures that dart erratically between the timber and in and out through the thickets. The voices cry out in terror as you hear the sounds of men, women, and children running for their lives. Help! Help! We have to get to the glade! Hurry! Hurry! We must make it to Polvarth! Do not lose the way! The magical trail will only stay open for so much longer! Please hurry! Ah! Mom! Dad! Hurry, son! Go with your mother! You will be all right! And as this is all happening, you notice that a bright flash of energy goes off at the edge of a path you managed to spot in the forest. A burst of purple light swells and then shrinks into nothingness. The other players, you are spit forth from this portal of the book, and you land prone, having tumbled out of this magical apparition of travel onto the ground of a very strange forest floor coated with colorful wildflowers, the likes of which the Forgotten Realms do not show. As you enter this...
Or are we like falling?
No, you guys are on the ground now. I'm putting tokens on the map. So yeah, you literally got like puked out of this portal into this open glade area right here. And
I like to imagine that like Chip falls on his ass, you know, like legs spread out, his chest flies forward, and literally he hits the ground, and instantly you hear this, and he's laid out.
Happy says, not again.
I land in a Superman or like a superhero pose.
make me a dex save.
Okay with being embarrassed.
Oh, hold on.
Mhm.
I had to ask that before I opened it up. Does it matter?
No, it's fine. I'll give it to you. Fuck it, let's move the game on. I'll give it to you. So you managed to tumble out of this portal into a superhero tripod pose and stance, and you stand in this. You stand in this strange forest glade, coated with colorful flowers of all assortment. I need each of you to roll a perception check, and that includes you as well, Avvina.
Wonderful.
Hold on. Let me get this up. I'm working on it.
Okay, that's a 19 for Happy.
Okay. Where did it go?
Shit. Hold on. Let me just
11.
grab a regular die.
15.
Nice.
That is my dex is pretty high, isn't it?
Yeah.
4, 5 on it. I just
And I've got guidance. If anybody
Would you
needs
like to know my passive just in case?
Yes, please. And I can actually see it on your stat card. It looks like your passive perception is is it a
26.
26? Holy shit. So we're
Yes.
gonna go with your passive on that one.
Okay.
My passive is 14.
If your passive's better, you can take your passive. That's fine.
Okay. Only if it makes a difference.
All right. So basically, with everyone's perception rolls, all of you except for Jaron are immediately made aware of 3 strange figures standing in the glade that are.
Sorry, that was a mistake.
And Avvina, as you fly overhead just low enough to the tree line that you can now keenly see straight through the gaps in the canopy, you notice these 2 strange humanoid figures accompanied by 4 new people who seem to have magically appeared through a burst of purple light at the entrance of the forest glade.
Which one? So people are all running.
Yeah, so essentially, the noise and chaos led in this direction as a whole series of men, women, and children ran through the forest, seemingly pursued by some dark, menacing figures.
Are these 4 people the dark menacing figures?
Roll an insight check. And everyone else except for Jaron, as you guys are spat forth from the portal and dust yourself off at the entrance to this forest glade, this very strange, otherworldly forest, you look forward and you instantly see 2 strange, short male creatures. They have the upper body of humans, cute little rams-like horns upon their head, pointed ears, and the lower body of a goat with cloven hooves. With your insight, Avvina, you can tell that the manner in which these people arrived through this magical portal being puked onto the ground leads you to believe that they are in fact not the threat because of how they stumbled in, with the exception of the one darker-skinned elven character who stands alert, posed, and ready with her short staff. And that's this one here.
So most of them are just fools then. Wonderful.
Yeah, bumbling fools have stumbled into this glade, and you've elegantly flown over to investigate what's going on. As the main satyr takes notice of you, he walks forward and he says, "Oh, who are you? Oh, please tell me you're here to help and you're not with them."
Who is them?
If you come, when you say that, he looks around over his shoulder and says, "Wait, who said that?" Do you land or are you still on the broom?
I'm going to float down just a little above them,
Okay, so you
kicking my legs.
You sit floating upon your broom as this satyr looks over at you and he says, "Oh, you startled me. You can't sneak up on folks like that. We're normally used to this place being quite peaceful. Really, other than satyrs, strange creatures haven't been here in hundreds of years." He says, "My name is Tragos, and I'm accompanied by my friends, Artilio and Funagi," as he points to a friend of his who is wearing what looks to be stealthy-like ninja clothing. You can assess that Artilio is essentially some sort of warrior with the satyrs, and he was already ready for this onslaught. The other one is hiding in the bushes, ducked down, trembling in fear, and the only thing you see sticking out are 2 ram's horns and a little goat's tail twitching in a nervous and extremely terrified manner. Tragos calls out and says, Artilio! Funagi! Please, come, quick! Maybe our friends can help us escape their onslaught. Funagi lumbers forward, and he gets right up next to Tragos and puts his arm against Tragos, leaning into him for balance, and says, Oh, I really wasn't looking for any of this to happen today. If I'd have known, I probably wouldn't have drank so much good berry wine. Please, Tragos, do you think they can help us out? And Tragos says, Worry not, my friend, though you are foolish for drinking as much as you did. And then he himself pats his chest a couple times and goes, Well, who am I to kid? There's nothing wrong with a little good berry wine, now is it? And as he hiccups, a bubble comes out of his mouth, and you see Funagi slap him on the back and say, Yeah, okay, you always know what's best, Tragos. And Artilio moves forward in a brooding fashion, arms crossed, stomping his goat-like hooves into the mud and tramping on the flowers underneath. And he looks at Tragos and says, Well, everything we've tried so far hasn't let us out of this place, so maybe we need to work together with these chumps and find a way to get away. And then he looks at all of you and he sizes you guys up, and he points directly at Chip and he says, He looks pretty tough. Hey, buddy, come over here. And you see him move over to the edge of the map. And he stands above a small mounded hill with a strange lighted corner. He points down at this and says, Hey, are you deaf? Over here.
So Chip will, holding his stomach and, sit up and stand up and walk over and pick up his glaive. Sorry. And then, he'll walk over and, he'll look at, this creature and say, No, I am not deaf. What do you want? What the hell is this thing?
Look,
and why are we here?
We don't have time to worry about that. Those guys are going to be here any minute. Just
what guys?
Look, we'll talk later. You heard all that? Look, and he points further.
Why are you scared?
He points further into the forest and he says, They're coming for us. The hunters are coming for us.
We'll just take care of them. I deal with hunters every day.
There's no way! It's too many of them! And as he says that, he leans down as an arrow cracks off, bursting forth from the foliage. The branches that it hit from small saplings around splinter as wood chips hit both of you in the face. He ducks below this strange statue and says, Get down or we're all dead!
Dude, I'm so mad at Discord right now. Literally, if I click off of Discord, I can't even really look at the map because the moment I do, Discord immediately drops me from the call.
Keep it up.
Okay, so it's just not me. It's just not me today.
No, I had trouble with Discord too. It doesn't
Don't minimize it. If you minimize it, it screws it up. If you hit the little bar to minimize it, that's when it messes up. You need to make it a really small window and then just click the window for your VTT, which will put Discord as a tiled window behind it. But if you minimize it down to your system tray, it screws up the voice.
Oh no! I had mine wide open and it just kept dropping me every.
I'm not sure that's just what works for me. But so Chippy said, So Chippy said, Get down, we're all dead, as this arrow flies out.
Did he shoot it at me?
No. Go ahead, Chip.
So, I guess what I'll do is I will, stick my glaive into the ground and... God dang it.
I heard you.
No, it's literally Discord.
Well, nothing cut out, dude.
Yeah, I can still hear you.
I mean, if you have to, join Discord from your phone and not from your computer.
Yeah, I might have to.
And just put your headphones into your phone if you can. Oh, you can't plug USB in, but you have to have the little dongle piece for the charger.
Yeah, and I have an iPhone.
Yeah, if you have that little dongle piece in the case, you can do that. But so you reach down, you go to stab into the ground with your glaive.
Yeah, and then help out this fawn creature.
So as you stab your glaive down into the ground, you see the fawn. He says, "Hey, let's try this." And he jumps up on the glaive and almost in like a seesaw type manner puts the full weight of his body into the glaive as you have it dug down in the ground like a shovel. He shouts back at Tragos and Artilio and says, "Hey, you guys, go over there and get the other end." And so Tragos comes over here to the other statue on the hill and says, "Would anyone lend me a hand, please?"
I'll run over there.
Thomas, go ahead and make a strength check for me. As Tragos runs across to the other hilltop and Venlee goes to join him, a rain of arrows flies out from the foliage, and the voices grow nearer as you hear, "Oh, oh, 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 oh. Get 'em, boys, get 'em!"
So I've got some good news. Okay, I got some really good news. The good
What?
news is I've rolled my 3rd critical fail for the night.
So they're all out of the open.
Yep.
Uh,
Bad news is I could end up rolling a 4th.
It's okay. So Venlee, with your strength check, you go over to this lighted area and you see Tragos reach down and he digs his hands into the earth underneath this lighted looking statue mount. And he says, "Here, reach down, grab here." And I'm assuming you would reach down to grab the same spot on the statue base, reaching your hands into the soil underneath.
Yep.
All right. So the two of you lift together and you actually begin to peel back the statue and along with it, the sod and the ground underneath. As you peel and lift, the ground rolls forward and curls. As it curls forward to face you, you notice that underneath of the ground is parchment with inked letters. He says, "Come on, keep going. Pull, pull, pull." And as he does, he moves back another 15 feet, and the page of land peels forward with him. As you look over the crest of the page, you stare.
Jesus.
As you look over the crest of the page that has been peeled back from this earthen land that you've helped him lift from the ground, you look over the top of this curled page, and over the edge in the shadow, you see hundreds of humanoids bearing axes and swords and clubs of all manner, accompanied by about 50 to 100 beasts that walk on all fours that look somewhat similar to wolves, but a little bit smaller. Chip, you struggle a little bit with your corner assisting Artilio, and he says, "We might need some extra help with this one." Is anyone going to go help Artilio and Chip?
Happy is gonna go. She's gonna go help pull, and she's also gonna see if she can understand what's on the parchment.
Okay, so if you're going to this side, you wouldn't see anything yet. You'd have to be over here to see what's on the parchment.
Well,
you-
I think because Happy wants to see the parchment.
Okay, you're going to send Happy over there? I mean, you're going to send
Yeah.
Bob over there?
Okay, yeah, sure. So I can come over here and help pull, and I can send Bob over here and see
Yeah,
what it
so we'll
says.
say Bob is over here looking at the page that's been curled back and rolled like the sod ground. You go ahead and lend the help action to go ahead and assist them with peeling the page back. Thomas, go ahead and roll again if you'd like. Jaron, you stand in this magical glaive, dark, brooding, and
I've got some
dude,
good
that is the
news.
worst.
bad news. All right, the bad news. It's getting better. The good news is I didn't roll a critical fail.
All right.
I rolled a 2.
So as you attempt to assist with peeling back the land in similar fashion to Tragos and Venlee, the glaive pulls out of the soil and Artilio says, "Come on, we need all the help we can get, damn it, hurry up!" Does anyone else want to assist them?
I mean, I can run over there.
Well,
Yeah,
you're holding on to this slab of land, so you can't let go of that.
Oh,
I go over to help.
All right, so Jaron, you rush forward and assume another position around this strange lighted statuary as everyone has their hands or some other item or implement wedged down into the soil underneath, and you all begin to make a pull at it. Someone else can roll strength this time if they would like.
Well.
Go for it.
Yeah, I don't think you want me to.
So
Just
I can do
watching.
guidance, right?
Only because I'm in the fairy realm.
Is it a strength save or a strength check?
Check.
Check.
Yeah, so I can do
Yeah.
guidance on that. Not,
All right.
16.
So yeah, with your 16, you all assist Chip and Artelios with peeling back the corner of this mound. It flops forward and curls onto you, and the exposed underneath is parchment with inked lettering as the weight of this sodded soil begins to curl into you and push you all back down the hill about 10 to 15 feet. You see over here Funagi, and he begins to dance with delight and click his heels, and he goes, "Oh wow, teamwork really made it happen." And he says,
really good.
and he says, "Hurry up, you guys, we gotta go. They're coming. Come on. There's more good berries on the other side." And the two of them direct you to continue to pull. And as the group of you pull from both sides of the corners of this glade, the page literally begins to curl in on itself and over. After a while, the weight of the page becomes too much, and it dwarfs over everyone. Blackness begins to block out any of the light that you had from these magical trees, and it looks as though the weight of this curling landmass and the appearance of a page is going to crush you. I'm going to get you to roll your stuff, Happy, about the inscription in just a moment.
Okay.
So once the page rolls over on itself, it opens to another page, and this time you all stand in a similar opening path in the forest. I'm not going to put the satyrs down because I'm not really worried about them at the moment. Artelios, Funagi, and Tragos begin to skip merrily down this path, and they say, hurry on, you don't want to get left behind, and they disappear from the edge of seeing.
Can I cast can I cast a something check to see if Jaron has any experience with what's going on?
What would your something check be?
Tell me insight, arcana, history.
Go ahead and just roll an insight check.
What?
I'm not having a good roll tonight.
All right, so with your 13, the best
You're
that
not
you...
having good rolls?
Yeah, right. With your 13, the best that you can assemble from the facts that you've been able to gather is that yet another book in the Candlekeep has sucked you into its magical clutches, and you are in another world apart from your own. Would anybody else like to inquire or make some rolls?
Okay.
Am I there?
I'd like
Yeah,
to
everybody's
roll.
there. I just haven't brought your token in. I'm sorry, dude.
Okay.
The real
I
answer
want
is,
to
should I
try and
roll?
translate that, but
Oh,
can I
okay.
just do
Yeah,
like a general investigation or?
So roll
Avvina
me
is
Arcana
very
on yours.
confused.
Okay.
Are you still on the broom?
Yeah, she's just kind of like floating around everybody, but she's like, what just happened?
All right.
So that's
What's going on?
Wow.
do a 1d 4 on that if I do guidance on myself, which is gonna be a 12, which is not wonderful, but
All right. So with your Arcana, unfortunately, the only thing that you can piece together is that this is a magical book, much like the
Okay.
joys of extra-dimensional spaces. As you all stand in this open forest path that's about 15 feet wide and heavily obscured on both sides by these strange otherworldly trees that glow and pulse in all manners of pastel colors, you see the flowers below that you previously tread underfoot looking at you, and moving about suspiciously. As you walk past them or move over them, they seem to move away from your foot. Off in the distance, you hear a strange.
Wait, did we leave the parchment?
There's no parchment that went with you. The parchment was literally on the back side. So I'm going to over the
So I
top.
didn't see any writing then, because I was wanting to do comprehend languages or use my cantrip that copies stuff. But I didn't see any writing. I just saw the
No, there's
backside.
writing on it. There's writing.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah.
is this this like person on a broomstick like flying around me?
I don't know. What do you say, Avvina? You're strange to them and they're strange to you. And
'Cause
you
if
all ended up
so,
in a strange area.
I'm giving this person like nothing but just like dirty looks.
She's just like looking around because she has no idea what just happened because she was just flying around minding her own business. And then she looks down at you and just tilts her head. She has like her expression is completely blank.
So almost like
I
a
just-
very
I-
robotic android looking look.
Yeah.
Like you're
I'm
just
go-
getting nothing but dirty looks from me.
I'm going to attempt to talk to her
Okay, go for it.
in Elvish.
Do I know him?
So you're stepping out on a limb that this strange person speaks Elvish and you start speaking in Elvish.
Yes. And I asked them who they are and, if they'd be willing to land and talk with us.
So is Elvish and Sylvan similar?
No.
Sylvan is a completely different language, but it's very good
Not
that
at
you
all.
have that.
Yes. She just blinks at you.
So
I
she
do
gives you
speak
a look
common.
like. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. So you say you just speak common?
I do speak common.
Okay. Jaron starts speaking the same thing in common.
I could. If you will not attack me immediately, I will land.
I promise that my group of friends and acquaintances will not attack you.
Oh, good.
It's a good thing you're not playing with Misty.
Did you roll for
Instead,
your
you're playing
insight?
with Chip. Give me a
Can I
second.
roll-
My son
It's just now
is
popped up. Sorry.
22.
Oh, nice.
Can I roll?
Okay.
Can I roll deception?
You can.
Damn it. Sorry.
All right. So with your
Nope.
okay. So with your insight, Avvina, you're able to piece together that, for now at least, this strange, tall man in dark, full plate armor means you no harm. And actually, I'm gonna put up some artwork to show you guys a little bit more about what he looks like.
Good thing you're not playing with Misty.
So you look at this this man clad in full plate metal with a whole battery of steel weaponry, and his armor is severely dented and scuffed and extremely worn, battle torn. The cloak on the back, though, is a strange black color that looks not like any cloth you've ever seen, as it wafts around him in a very phantasmal way. Upon
Where'd you
closer
post the
inspection, roll me a perception check, Avvina.
Where'd you post the picture at?
It's it's on the Twitch stream. I can put it in the chat as well.
Well,
Alright.
I rolled a 2, but
That's
that's 13.
All right, so with your 13 perception check, you can't quite place why this cape is wafting of its own. and why it's the strange, shadowy black color that does not appear like cloth. But he seems to mean no harm at the moment.
He will fly this way and land just a few feet away.
All right, so Avvina, you land, stepping off of your broom, and
She will spin it around in her fingers and it will become a staff. And she will hold it at her side.
Very fancy.
What is it you wish to speak of?
Do you have any idea what is going on here?
I have very little idea of what has happened. I was flying on my staff and I came across a place that I haven't come across before. And then this all happened, so I am out of my element, as you would say.
Chip would step forward and somewhat respectively say, "Are you a dirty witch?"
that was rather direct. Oh shit!
Yeah.
Somewhat, with somewhat respect, would
With
say, "Are you a
somewhat
dirty
respect.
witch?"
Respect.
So Ricky Bobby, I mean this as respectfully as possible.
Are you a fucking witch?
I do keep myself quite clean. I don't know what I would be dirty for.
So you're
are
not
you-
denying that you're a witch.
I've been called as such.
Yeah, stay away from me.
Okay.
Wow.
You gotta remember, guys, that Chip has had such horrible, encounters with witches
Yeah.
and fairies. Like, he has literally had some of the worst, well, y'all haven't really deeply asked, but, there has been a lot of trauma and PTSD with the Feywilds and fairy people and witches. So he's just I typically imagine him to be like what's his name off of Fairy Godparents, where he's like fairy,
Fairy godparents.
yes, totally opposed, in the bad way.
So how does Chip feel about wizards?
Doesn't like him too much.
Okay, well, this explains a lot.
Yeah,
So-
there's a lot of negativity towards Happy, and towards her brother, well,
Cousin Mel.
Yeah, and all
Yeah.
their little friends too. That explains why you wanted
Yeah.
to kill them all. Okay,
Yeah,
I'm with you now.
So the
My
blonde,
Go ahead,
Go ahead.
Venlee.
I was gonna say, is the blonde one, that one there is the witch.
She
Yes.
is in fact
Well,
a witch,
whatever.
but not. Yeah.
I will walk up to her and I will introduce myself and I'll be friendly.
Jaron says I don't have any problem with witches. No.
Would you
I
say
just-
you're sorry? Go ahead, Vin. Go ahead.
I don't make any judgments until I see your actions demonstrate your character.
Oh, nice.
Would you say you're a good witch or a bad witch?
I think that is relative to who I am with.
So Venlee, you walked up to meet this strange blonde woman adorned with mysterious-looking robes inlaid with ornate designs and magical symbols as she stepped off a flying broom and changed its appearance with the flick of a wrist and the turn of a finger to a wand, which now rests in her hand as she taps it impatiently and twitches and fidgets with it as you all give her the 10th degree, inquiring of her person and why and whether she's a witch and how she got here. What do you like
So-
to say?
Happy. Oh, I
Go
was
ahead.
going to say
Oh.
Happy is really had it with all these guys just being jerks all the time. So she says, "Good lady, I want to go and see if there are words of import on this parchment. Can you come and assist?"
Can I finish talking to her first?
Oh, sure.
I just want to welcome her and say, hey, looks like we're all stuck in the same situation. We don't know where we are, and your help would be much appreciated. To try and get back, because this has been a completely weird experience for me. I don't know. I have no clue what's going on. I got stuck in a mansion, and then I'm here now. I don't know what's going on. So your help would be much appreciated.
I am willing to assist as long as your intention is to get out of this predicament.
Oh, most definitely.
I'd say Chip would turn to Jaron and he would say, to Jaron and say, kind of like in a whisper and say, "Do you trust her?"
I don't trust anyone, but at the moment, it appears beneficial to work together.
And then I go, wait, you don't trust me?
I like you.
All right, okay, all right. Well, if you trust her for now, I'll tolerate this and be nice. I don't want to get hit again.
So
And I
as
smile at him.
as you all talk in this forest opening, along this strange and seemingly perfectly symmetrical 15-foot wide path, the strange sounds echo out from the forest edge again as you hear.
Sorry, you're breaking up a little bit.
I can't. I guess the mic didn't pick it up. It's like you hear this, and I'll try it again. You hear like
Okay.
That is a strange noise. Do I recognize it from any animal that I know?
Roll me a nature check.
By the way, out of game, love the map. The map looks so cool.
Yeah, I got to give a shout out to one of the Redditors in the Candlekeep group. I tried everything I could do to hook this person up, and they were just like super friendly and super nice about us using the map. None of it was watermarked or cost anything, but yeah, I gotta say, blind ninja _rn, man, I talked to him directly and he said use the maps. I love it. I'll definitely check out the video. So if you're watching, blind ninja _rn, yo, thanks for being a cool Redditor and for sharing some awesome Candlekeep maps.
The first map actually had their
social
info on the bottom.
Yeah, I think
it had a Patreon one or more.
This one did not. Okay.
I didn't know if this was still attached to that because they did. I love the lighting design that they've got going on along the trail. Like, it definitely feels like we're in some fairy wonderland.
Yeah, it's totally badass. All right, so with your nature check, Avvina, you would recognize these strange yelps to be the sounds of wolves in pain, injured wolves, like those that are caught in a bear trap.
Oh. She, no warning, no, pleasantries. She just immediately turns towards the sounds and begins walking.
All right, so you would reorient yourself in the direction of the noise. As you approach getting closer, the sounds grow, and you hear a...
That's not fun.
Everybody roll perception checks.
I was gonna say I'd follow, since we kind of had our little thing about her helping. I would have followed.
Okay.
I got a 4, so I know nothing.
Damn.
Guidance wouldn't even help that.
22.
All right.
Hey, and Jaron.
Nice.
I rolled a 20.
Nice.
Ooh, 11.
All right. So everyone except for Happy and Venlee, you hear the sound swell, and the edge of the tree line begins to rustle. For those of you who got over a 20 on your perception, which would be Jaron, Chip, and Avvina, we'll throw you in there as well. well, actually, I guess all of you guys got it. In addition to seeing the edge of the tree line rustle, you notice the outline of a wolf's head poking through the bushes with its mouth glaring teeth, but its body and its overall position slunked back down in a submissive manner.
I'd see that.
Yeah.
So I will start to speak in a language that that of Sylvan, and I will use handle animal to try and really, okay. Tonight I just need to use real dice. Like that was so bad.
You're really gonna do nothing?
I'm gonna basically, yeah. Like I'm probably gonna get my hand bit, but I'm
So-
going to reach into my bag and like pull out some food.
Do you walk up to
Um,
the edge of the trees?
Yeah, like probably like ahead of them, because I mean, if it's a wolf, like literally, like I kind of snarl a little bit, and like fur kind of grows around, like my eyebrows kind of like I get like a unibrow, and I'm going to try and speak and calmly appease this wolf,
All right, so
and give
you're
it food.
okay. So you approach like within, I guess, a 5-foot distance to try to put your hand out with a little bit of food.
Yeah, I just want to get bitten right now because I feel like I deserve it for rolling so bad.
So as you go to place the food in front of the wolf's snout, it gives it a quick sniff, and it reels back and goes, and it snaps the air, almost in warning to you. And as it does, you see two others pop up
Okay.
with their glowing eyes at the edge of the forest, and these two others appear larger and a slightly different coat color, and they lean in close to this wolf here that is currently trapped by the chain. And it's almost like the three of their heads together as they loom and move around you, protecting it from being bitten, like dog's defense to guard its own neck. They're guarding the neck of their companion, and their heads get lower and their hackles come up, and they go full on angry at you, and you just hear them go.
I will try and run away and scream, "Mistakes were made!
Mistakes were made!" As you
Can
do,
I
go ahead, Avvina.
That sucks.
Seeing that he's angered them, I'm going to flip onto my broom again and just sit with my legs crossed, and I'm going to float just like 5 feet in the air,
Okay.
and I'm going to approach closer,
Okay. So
and I'm going to speak in Sylvan, I suppose, once again, because this place seems to be very strange. And I'm
And-
just going to make soft, like calming noises.
roll me another
appease
animal
them.
handling check.
I will attempt.
All right. So with your
Above 10.
all right, with your 13, you float up to them on your broom, appearing as docile as you can and unmenacing. And you say in soft words, what do you say to the wolves?
We mean you no harm. What is it that has happened?
As you say that, these two wolves cock their head to the side, and this wolf steps forward, puffing its chest up in a defensive manner. You see its throat swell with a large inhale of oxygen, and it opens its mouth and speaks back to you and says, "The hunters have come for all of us in the forest. If we don't make it to the Pulvarth Plateau, we're all as good as dead."
Which direction is it? Because we too want to escape the hunters.
This wolf steps forward and approaches and sits at your feet, and in another voice says, "If you help us escape, and you free my son, my cub, then our pack will be indebted to your pack, and we can guide you through the forest."
Turn to
We would like
So-
to have a look at the chain that's on there.
All right, so are you
Turn
moving
to-
up?
to the
Yeah,
group and
I'll go ahead
explain
and-
what kind of got said, so everybody
move
knows.
up. And so, because I'm artificer, so if I wanted to use like thieves' tools on these,
Yeah, go for it.
okay.
Ooh.
And that's a 22.
Nice. So you take your thieves' tools out of your satchel that swings along the side of your hip, stuffed with all sorts of bits and baubles and other components. You rifle through, clanging and clattering around the contents of your bag, and eventually, out of frustration, you kneel down and put the bag on the ground and shake it out in a frustrated manner. You recover a small leather bundle wrapped and tied with a leather string. You untie the leather bundle and unroll this leather couverture, and inside of it are an assortment of metallic instruments with different barbs and hooks. You reach forward to the chain where it's locked to the ground at the base where the jaws of this animal trap are connected and meet the leg, which is now bleeding, of this poor wolf. You insert the lock pick and the plier into the tumbler of this crude animal trap. You turn it to one side, and with a click, instantly the trap goes slack. The spring releases itself from the guard lever, and it slides flat as the heavy weight of the two jaws slam to the ground and the chain clangs. The wolf here that was in chains begins to lick at its paw, and it nuzzles and nudges at you. And then this wolf here says, "Thanks a bunch. You don't look like those other punks. If you run into trouble, give us a howl like this. Ow!" And
Oh,
as
it cut
he,
off. Can we try it again? That sounded epic at first.
as they,
step back from the mic a bit.
Yeah.
So basically, as you freed this wolf, the alpha wolf looks at Avvina and you and says, "If you all get into trouble, we'd be willing to help you all out. Just give us a howl." Ow!
It clicked out again.
Dude, it doesn't like
it's
anything
okay.
but vocals. Anyway,
Yeah, you gotta sit back from the mic when you do something like that.
or it like cuts it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man,
It
okay.
doesn't even like most of my when I laugh, it doesn't even pick it up. So
That's funny. So the alpha wolf turns tail and he grunts and says, "Follow us." And you see him lumber off through the forest, and the female wolf and their cub end up following behind. As they disappear through the forest edge, you notice a strange ripple. There is a area in between the trees that almost ripples like the edge of water, and the wolves disappear from scene.
if you are willing to follow, I think they're showing us the way.
Yeah, I'd say we follow them.
All right.
Are we going to be able
Avvina
to
will.
see what was on that parchment, or it's just done?
So I'll give you the magical recall of that. So as you all have traveled through this glade and you've had time to crunch over things and think about stuff, you did notice one small thing on the edge of the parchment, and it looked to be a table of contents. The language of the book is Elven, and the book, the title of the book on the front page where the contents and copyright would be listed say "The Lore of Lurue," and then in subtitles underneath it says "The History of the Silvery Moon," and then beneath that it has a copyright of DR 712 and it lists a name. The author's name is Ecamine Truesilver. And for my casters in the group, I need you all to roll either Arcana or History.
Okay.
Because my character is very intelligent when it comes to this.
Okay, that's a 25.
Nice.
Not terrible. Big ol' 13.
Do I have? No, I gave up both. It doesn't.
Your Reddit people are
Yep.
on the bottom of this one too.
Yeah, Blind Ninja. What up, Blind Ninja?
Yeah.
Thanks again, man. Awesome maps. All right, so happy with your history check. And Avvina, you can use Arcana if Arcana is better for you. Happy with your history check. You recall the name Ekamine Truesilver. This name you recognize from your time working in Candlekeep and from your magical studies throughout the years. And you remember that Ekamine Truesilver was the name of one of the elven founders of the city known as Silvery Moon, nestled in the foothills south of the spine of the world, just west of the great city of Waterdeep and due south of Icewind Dale. Silvery Moon is now the home of the High Elves, and its well-protected city looms over top of a violently moving river and nestles itself at the base of a large mountain range, densely covered by a forest that is thousands of years old. You all follow the wolves, and as you do, they disappear off into the forest thicket, and you hear them shuffle a little bit. You get the sense that the wolves are not far behind, and as you spill forth from this magical ripple in the edge of the tree line, you come out, and each of you, as you walk forward here, as though bubbles are being popped when you walk through. When you walk through, you hear you hear an assortment of fantastical music being played. The mood in this area is peaceful. You look around and see an assortment of satyrs sitting at tables, eating food, drinking in merriment and revelry. You notice that your friend Tragos has moved himself over to be a permanent fixture at the beer barrel, and his friend Artilios lays against a sack of good berries, ready to be pressed for wine. Standing in front of a large tree is your funny little friend, Funagi. And Funagi looks at you guys and says, I'm so glad y'all couldn't make it. This is a crazy party. Welcome to the Polvarth Plateau. Here, grab a cup. It's time for us to drink. And he lifts a wooden cup out of seemingly out of nowhere into the air, and the cup appears in his hand. Magically, out of thin air, a purple liquid pours itself into the cup as you hear the as it's being filled up and begins to foam over and slosh to the ground, this bright, vibrant red and purple liquid. He takes a large swig of it and stumbles off to the side and says, I guess we're gonna have to hang out here for a while, at least until the hunters find this place too. And he leans against this large tree, and when he does, the tree, you see it creak and crack as the canopy begins to move, and the root looks like it actually adjusts itself, lifting up out of the ground and placing its root back into the soil as it makes a and the wind passes through it. As it does, the music continues, and people begin to dance and sing, lost in the stupor of their good berry wine. And Tragos separates himself from the wine barrel temporarily. This time, more intoxicated than you found him. He says, drink up, folks. We got plenty of time. They'll never find the Pulvarth Plateau or the sacred tree. Grab a cup of good berry wine, and hey, why don't you take a couple good berries with you for the road?
I would love to have some good berries.
J-
Thank you
J-
very much. I'd love some good berries.
Jaron also takes him up on the offer and grabs a couple good berries.
All right, so whoever would like, you can add 1d6 of good berries to your inventory.
I'll look at Jaron and I'll be like, and I'll like whisper to him. I'll say, "My friend, you need to be careful what you eat here. It's like an addiction. Once you have it, you never want anything else. Please just be careful. You're going to eat and drink things here, and in the Feywild, it's not as it seems."
I appreciate the warning.
Hey Ryan, can you turn the music down just a smidge?
Absolutely. I'm not quite sure how it appears on your end.
It's a
Yeah, I mean, I can cut it if y'all don't need it or don't want it. It doesn't matter.
no. It's hard to hear.
All
Some of the
good.
people talk.
No worries, bud.
Sounds
I'm
very
not.
ambient for the sort of drunken revelry that the satyrs are doing too.
I'm not drinking any of this or taking any of the good berries.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll
Good berries
look.
in my pouch, but I'm not drinking anything.
So, Jaron,
step
do
over
you
to
drink some of the
Chloe
good
as
berry
well.
wine?
No, I do not.
Okay, is anybody drinking any of the good berry wine with Tragos and Funagi?
I would say Chip is like licking his lips like, that looks good, I want some, but he's not stupid because he's been into the Feywild before. So he's just it's more fear of what could happen than, anything else. But
Gotcha.
he'll look at Philly and he'll say, I know we haven't talked much, but I noticed that you're not partaking in the good berries and in, well, the ale. Smart choice. It's not that I don't trust them, just this place. It's not right. Did you hear me, Wes?
Did Wes drop out again?
No, I'm
Oh,
sorry. I had it muted. I was
Oh, you're
trying
good,
to.
dude.
Oh shit! Sorry. It's still a little loud on the stream.
Okay.
What'd you say? I'm sorry.
But damn man, that was a good. It was all right.
Oh, I was pulling the wrong slider. Damn, I feel dumb.
So I will say,
Much
I'll
better.
turn to you, and I'll say, your name's Philly, correct?
My name's Philly.
Venlee.
Venlee?
Venlee.
Sorry. I noticed that you're not partaking in the wine and in the berries.
I don't drink. Ha.
Oh,
And I don't take a lot of stuff from strangers.
you're very smart for not doing so. I wouldn't trust the food and drink here in the Feywilds. Nothing here is as it seems. I'm sorry that we haven't really spoken much. The name is Chip. You said your name's Venlee?
Venlee, yes.
It's a pleasure to meet you, friend.
It is. It's nice to meet you. And I knew your name was Chip because I've heard them say that a lot.
So as the two of you all converse, Tragos comes up to you and he thrusts 2 wooden goblets with the good berry wine into your chest and says, "If you're not gonna drink them, at least hold them and get ready for a real awesome toast."
I'll hold one.
Yeah, same.
All right, so he raises a glass, and the satyrs in the meadow at the Pulvarth Plateau follow suit, and each of them hoist a glass in the air, and they say, "Ziggy Zuggy Oi!" And then he replies back and says,
You're so stupid. You're so dumb.
It sounds like a rat thing, right? That's-
No, it's from the Man Show.
Oh,
You idiot.
God, I remember that toast so
Hey, it
much.
is actually a
I
German
missed
drinking
it.
chant. They stole it. So no, he raises his cup of goodberry wine, and he opens his satyr mouth in a large way. And as he does, he says, "Over the hatch!" and pours it down his throat and says, "And pass the gums. Look out, stomach, for here comes the fun." And
Can I take an action?
yeah, I mean, we're not in combat. You can do whatever you want. You just have to let
I'm
me know what
gonna,
you're doing.
I'm gonna cast protection from evil and good on myself.
Okay. So as you cast the spell, weaving your fingers through the air as he makes his toast, a black energy surrounds you and swirls about. Happy and Avvina, I need y'all to roll me perception checks. Everyone else is momentarily distracted by the toast as Tragors pours the goodberry wine, one whole cupful, into his mouth and chugs it down. Once he kicks back...
Out of 4.
Damn, you are really not rolling good tonight, huh?
31.
All right.
I never roll well. That's,
So he crushes his goodberry wine and he throws the cup to the ground and he says, "To hell with those beasts and to hell with the cult of Malar! The satyrs of the Feywild will rise up again!" And he stumbles over and hiccups, "But not before we have more goodberry wine! Goodberry wine!" As everybody cheers and they all get another cup to take a toast. Avvina, with your
What
31...
do I see with the 31?
Yeah, with your 31 perception, as you see Jaron weaving the spell with his gauntlet finger, tracing the incantation in the air in a discreet manner, the black energy that emits from his finger and surrounds his body moves around him in an inky-like fashion. It looks over at you, and it's this inky-like fashion all of a sudden shows itself to have a set of red eyes. It peers directly at you, looking deep into your soul. I need you to roll me a wisdom save.
Can I
Good.
Happy, as the spell is cast forth,
I
even...
didn't see anything. Yeah.
Oh, wow. 28.
Okay.
Nice.
This energy seeps into you as you lock eyes with these magical red eyes coming off this black aura around Jaron. And for a moment, there's a connection, as though two wires have brushed together and temporarily sent current. You get a flash through your mind's eye as an image appears of a strange, tall man with a lower half body of a goat, cloven hooves, wearing elegant purple clothing and patchwork pants like that of a jester. He has two demon-like horns on the top of his head, red glaring eyes, white sharpened vampiric-like teeth, and a grayish-black charcoal skin. And as it looks at you for just that split second in your mind's eye, and the image flashes through your thought, you hear in your head, "I'm going to get you next, Witchy Poo."
He,
Go ahead.
she just stares back and there's this fire behind her eyes. And then I suppose she would send the image of this very tall straw man with a wide smile that's just on fire.
Oh,
And
shit.
she would say back in her mind, "You can certainly try."
And when you send that image in through your own thought current to conflict with the image of this ghastly demonic appearance in your own brain, The connection is severed. Jaron, you feel a surge of pain inside your head. And Happy, in a strange occurrence, as his spell goes off, you feel drawn as something pulls you closer to Jaron, as you seem like you cannot resist being near him, and nor he you.
Aww. That's so cute.
As the revelry continues and the drinks flow freely, the tree that Funagi leans against begins to groan and creak some more, and Artilios lumbers up from the sack of good berries laying on the ground, and he walks drunkenly past you all towards Funagi, and he says, "Well, aren't you going to wake the boss up?" And Funagi says, "Well, I figured he could sleep a little bit longer. I mean, 1,000 years is good, but, you know, I wouldn't want to wake up. I wouldn't want to wake up if I was in that good of a sleep." So Funagi takes out a strange curled cornucopia-like looking trumpet, and he puts it to his lips and blows. As he does, it fuddles him for a minute and goes... And he takes the cornucopia and smacks it against his hip, shaking forth a pile of good berries that plop on the ground, and he says, "Ugh, damn it, more good berries." He takes his finger, licks it, and swipes out the inner cone of the cornucopia, cleaning the good berry sludge out, places it to his lips again, and he blows. As he sounds the trumpet off, a strange, almost like farting noise comes out as this tree comes to life. It lifts its branches, or its roots from the ground. It raises its canopy to reveal an ancient face with a beard. And as this tree slowly wakens, you hear him groan. Oh man, I tell you what, 1,000 years of sleep really puts a crick in your nuts. And he shakes his branches as a few acorns fall to the ground.
So you're hitting
Hey,
an
Jaron,
octave.
didn't you say you were going to cast aid on us at the very beginning?
and I was about to.
So Ryan, you're hitting an.
Hold on one second, Jaron. Thomas is trying to say something real quick. What's up?
So you're hitting an octave, like you're hitting a notes that are like vocally
can't.
like precise that
You gotta
can't pick it up.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get further away from the mic, but
yeah. But remember, Jaron said at the beginning of the game, someone reminded me to cast aid.
Jaron was about to before you guys stopped him.
So you cast aid?
I cast aid on Happy, Venlee, and Chip.
All right.
They all get 5 extra hit points, and their hit points go up by 5.
As aid falls on Chip's shoulders, a strange weight pins him down. You feel like you're carrying an extra 100 pounds on your back.
What the heck, man?
You're not pinned to the ground. You just feel weighed down by some strange
How
spell
much
effect.
temp HP? 5?
It's 5 temp, but it's also 5 max.
Okay.
So it's not really. Yeah, it's 5 max, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, your hit points, like if you taking damage, it heals you by 5, but it also increases your max hit points for 8 hours.
Okay, cool.
I'd just like to say, what's up, Homebrew Cafe?
What?
Thanks for watching.
Dudes. Thanks for
Hey!
coming by.
We love us some Homebrew Cafe.
Yeah, man. If you guys haven't watched their videos, they put on a fucking awesome game for Curse of Strahd. Friday has totally got me sucked in. So go check out their Friday Curse of Strahd game. And I've been slowly digging into the other campaigns. Their Waterdeep is sick, and their homebrew game IMAG is awesome. Just they're super cool. You'll love their games. So anyway, as this tree comes to life, Before you, it stands in the center of an open 150 feet of diameter. The tree wakes up as shafts of light cut through the canopy as it stretches out and pushes its body up and over the normal size of trees in the forest growing around it. You can see, reflecting in the canopy overhead, a glinting and glimmering light that shimmers from the distance, seemingly coming from a water source as you hear the sounds of trickling water in the distance. The tree itself looks at you and says, "Pardon my rudeness, I've been asleep. It's been a long time since we've had travelers like you in these parts. How did you find the Polvarth Plateau?"
These wolves told us. Wait, where are the wolves?
The wolves are in the distance. They said that they would be nearby, but they are well hidden in the edges of the forest.
Oh, I just go, well, these 3 wolves, we my friend Happy here saved one of them, and it was, like, chained up. So we, and they said, come this way. And we met these other 2 gentlemen before. So yeah, we just kind of followed this way.
So when you give the explanation of the wolves, the tree says, "Wolves, you say? Well, I shouldn't get ahead of myself. My name is Fëanor. Fëanor the Great Maple. I'm actually an oak, but don't tell my mother that." And he bends down at the waist of what would be a tree's waist. And his canopy touches the ground, and he extends forth leaves, and the branches of the trees grow back into the ground in front of your feet, Venlee. And go ahead.
All the way in front of me?
Yeah, so like branches snake back. He's basically, the canopy here is a lot bigger than what you see. The canopy overhangs this entire area of the map. So
Okay.
he basically bends his canopy down, and the branches touch into the ground and pierce into it. And as he does, little shoots of twigs grow up in the place where they pierce the soil. And he says, "Watch very close, you and your friends, and I'll tell you a story. Do you like stories?" And then he goes, "I like stories." So...
Well, I don't really like stories, but I guess you gotta tell me anyway.
Stories.
So as he weaves the story with his roots, they actually grow up in fashion as though they're animating like puppetry of characters and events before you. The roots dance in and out of the soil and form different woodland creatures and figurines, and the leaves that were attached to those parts of the canopy disconnect and change to different colors of foliage and flap about, forming shadows on the ground to illustrate woodland creatures scampering by and the dance of satyrs with flutes and their revelry with their drinking. As he explains the peaceful and beautiful serenity of the Polvarth Plateau and this little pocket of theirs in this mysterious forest at the base of the spine of the world, he rips his branches out of the ground suddenly and gathers his canopy back and tussles them above his head. And as he does, hundreds of acorns rain down on the ground and plop into the soil below, clattering and crashing. And he says, "My story in visual interpretation. I suppose you don't understand how trees talk without words, so I will speak in a way that you understand me. My trees, the roots, the creatures that ran about, they are of mine to protect. The satyrs feed me, care for me, and keep me safe from prying eyes. I am the heart of this forest. When I was a young sapling, none of this bright, beautiful growth was here. I grew up out of a bog, a stinking, farting, swamping bog." And as he says that, he lifts one of his roots out of the ground, and you just hear a as a fart basically rips out from behind him, and he says, "You would think after 1,000 years, flatulence wouldn't be a problem. So excuse me for my manners." And he takes his tree branches and wafts the smell away. And then he says, "The forest is under siege by the cult of Malar. They've chased many of my denizens deep into the heart of the forest. All I can tell from my time asleep, my roots deep in the soil, speaking with the other trees, is that there is peril at the pool of eternal spring, deep in the heart of the forest. All I can gather from this is that we are all in danger, and Malar's agents seek to destroy every scrap of ancient life that calls this place a home."
And would you like us to prevent this?
And when you say that, he turns his trunk to look at you, and the tree twists, facing your direction. And he says, "Young woman, why are you dressed so strangely?"
I am of the Autumn Court. I
When you
am
s-
Avvina.
When you say your name in the Autumn Court, he takes a big huff of air in as you see a green cloud of magical pollen fill his nostrils and come into his nose, down his mouth, and collect around the top of his canopy and leaves. And he goes, "The Autumn Court, you say? I know a fae or two from the Autumn Court. Welcome to the Pulvarth Plateau. You offer your aid in protecting the pool of eternal spring?"
It seems that I have been roped into whatever this is. So I will do whatever it takes to go back to where
What,
I
Calder?
came from.
Yes.
Hey guys,
Yeah.
just want to give a shout out to Valen 1990 for the 3 bits.
What's up, Valen? Thanks for showing up again, man.
So thank you.
When you explain being roped into this adventure and offering your aid, he says, "I'll take all the help I can get. My roots are deep and I roam slow these days. If I were to go to the pool of eternal spring, it might be 100 years from now." Funagi, the drunken satyr friend, slides down against the base of the tree and puts his arms up against the sides of roots growing up, almost in like a natural chair. And he leans back and he says, "Hey, Feanor, maybe they can go see your friend Wieldily." Feanor? Hello? And then he knocks on Feanor's trunk, and Feanor stirs to life and says, "Yes, Wieldily, that's a great idea. You should go see Wieldily."
Just curious, real quick, who's the charismatic one of our group? Because it's not me.
I am.
Not
Okay,
I, said the cat.
Definitely not going to be me.
it's not me.
I have +5 charisma because
Ow.
How's yours, Avvina?
Paladin.
Because you've got a rogue thing going on. How's yours?
She is very awkward and not emotional at all.
Okay, yeah, I got
So-
a +0 charisma. So
So
we'll be
Jaron's
better.
our face.
I
Yeah,
guess so.
Oh God.
yeah. Jaron's the face. Because charisma is what paladin spells.
Yeah. But you're our face. You're the one that
Yeah.
should do most of the talking.
Well, Jaron has no experience talking to a giant tree.
I don't think any of us do.
Happy is going to volunteer to help Avvina save the forest. Seems like the right thing to do.
and I will escort you on your quest to find this person's other tree, whatever it is.
Thank you, Jaron.
Well, so I guess
Jaron-
we need to go to the what is it? The pool of what?
The pool of eternal
Where?
spring. So when you ask that question, Funagi, the drunken satyr, pipes up again, and he goes, "Yeah, that's right, the pool of eternal spring. But first, you need to go talk to our friend Wielderly."
What direction would that be in?
Why, that way. And he points in 2 different directions.
Oh God.
Do we know him?
You don't know him. Of course you don't know him. You've never been to the Polvarth Plateau, and I doubt any of you have been to the Feywild except for that one. And he points in the direction of Avvina.
He'll be our guide.
Can I run a persuasion check?
Yeah, you just want. Who do you want to persuade? Just roll it for me.
The drunk satyr.
All right.
Mhm.
So go ahead and roll your persuasion. And what are you trying to persuade him with, or to?
I'm trying to persuade him to lead us to fame.
Guide us. We need a Sherpa. Sherpa said.
Yes. Will you be our guide?
When you ask him if he'll be your guide, he says, "Oh, sure, that's totally fine, but I really can't stick around in Dewlight too long. Last time I was there, I accidentally stepped on a house."
Mhm.
And so after you guys talk for a few moments, and Funagi, the drunken satyr, agrees to take you to Dewlight to meet Wielderly, Feanor, the great oak, he lifts his tree root out of the ground and says, "Oh, and he starts to fall asleep. I need everyone to roll me a perception check.
Wolves are terrible.
Can I do guidance on myself?
Sure.
Oh,
Jesus
crap.
Christ.
Oh,
That's the
nice.
third time in a row.
That's
Dude,
nice.
the dice don't lie, man.
20.
That's nice.
Pulling straight trash.
You're
Alright, so-
ridiculous.
All right, so when he starts to fall asleep and readjust his roots, Happy and Avvina, the two of you notice a strange glass container glint with light and slosh about as the neck of this container sticks up out of the mud just up underneath of the root of the tree.
I will float down and
So you move forward.
bend over and pluck it up. Yes.
All right, so you fly over to the edge of the tree and you go to pluck it up. As you tug at this glass container and slide it up out of the mud, you dust off the wet soil and the sand that's collected to the edges of the bottle. You slosh it about for a few minutes, and as you do, the liquid contents inside of it begin to glow, and you feel the bottle in your hand begin to rumble with great force as it's just like, and it starts to clatter and move in different directions as you struggle to maintain grip on the potion.
That's strange. Do I understand what's going on?
You can roll me an Arcana check.
Oh, I'm good at that.
Can I aid her for that?
Yeah, if you'd like, because you saw it as well. So you see Avvina with this strange container as she holds it in her hand. Under its own will, it starts to move and slosh about in a tremorous, violent, shaking fashion. All right.
Wow.
Perfect.
So intelligent.
You used
When,
them all
when
up,
you
man.
needed to roll really high.
Yeah,
that's what you
Avina's
get.
burned them all up. All right, so you stare somewhat confused at the liquid, and you know that in this container is some sort of magical concoction. but you're not familiar with why it clatters and moves about in such a vigorous way. As you do, Feanor rustles again and lifts his tree root up, and he says,
Thank you for removing that from my toe. An adventurer left that here a couple 100 years ago, and I haven't been able to get it out since.
As he stretches, he takes in a big deep breath, and he looks down at the witch Avvina and says,
He said something about strength.
Kind of what I was thinking.
Interesting.
and after he says those few words, his eyes seal themselves shut, and the bark that made his eyelids grows overclosed with moss. His mouth goes inanimate, and his nose shrinks back into the bark as the canopy stops being animated, remains still, and the party of the satyrs comes to a somewhat somber end. They all hold their glasses to the sky one last time, and goodberry wine pours out of thin air into their glasses, sloshing over on the ground. As each of the goodberry wine cups are raised to the sky, Funagi takes his cup last, holds it to his chest as though he's got a microphone, and he sniffles a bit. If we'd have just gotten here earlier, we would have been able to spend more time with Feanor. And he lifts the cup and sloshes it back in his mouth, and this time falls to the ground, drunkenly passed out in a stupor off of goodberry wine. The other satyrs begin to cry in vigil, and some of them remain silent with their heads bowed as they gather up the cups and begin to clean the grove. So Funagi's laying at the base of the tree, like snoring drunkenly. What do you guys want to do?
Can I kick him in the head?
So you move forward to Funagi to kick him in the head?
Yeah.
He's our Sherpa, right? And we're going
That's a little violent there.
As you go to kick him, you hit him in the side of the head, and he wakes up to the appearance of your boot in his face. He puts his hands over his head in defense, and he says, No, please, not me. Jeez, oh man, oh gosh, I knew the cult of Malar was gonna come for us someday. And he curls up in a ball in a fetal position, afraid at your foot over top of him. And everyone sees Jaron do this. Everyone sees Jaron take this aggressive measure. All the satyrs rear back in awe as they go,
I'm gonna walk up to Jaron and put my hand on his shoulder and spin him around and say to him, That's very unlike you, my friend. Why did you do this?
Because he was supposed to guide us, and he's drunk on the ground.
Yes, but it's simple. Can you not cure him of his affliction? I don't understand why you need to go around using such violence all the time.
You're a barbarian.
Exactly. And even being a barbarian, I know when to show a little kindness.
When the barbarian's reasoning with you, that's a problem.
when your face goes and kicks people in the head, yeah.
So, does the satyr count as a humanoid?
Yep.
I want to charm him.
All right, so you're gonna cast
Well-
charm. Go ahead.
I mean, is he going back unconscious again yet, or no?
No,
Yeah,
he's not unconscious. He's just cowering. He's terrified as you in your dark black plate armor and your billowing charcoal gray cloak stand looming over top of him with your steel plate armor foot right over his face.
Oh, fine. I'm going to cast an intimidation check.
Oh, that's even better.
Oh my
Oh,
god, dude.
Don't be bad,
What?
guys.
Hey, don't worry.
If you want
What?
to stop me, you can.
Oh no, you do whatever you want to do.
Avvina literally does not care.
I'm chaotic good, but I'm gonna let you do it. Oh, see,
I
there you
won't
go.
say-
There's your
Ah.
punishment.
There we go.
There's your punishment.
Step in between Jaron and the satyr. Possible.
I don't think lesser restoration removes drunkenness.
I think cure disease, I think, does. Or
I don't have kids.
Lesser restoration.
And she,
gets rid
do you
of
have?
any-
You're a paladin, correct?
all you have to do
Yeah, but I
is
don't have cleansing touch yet.
Okay.
All I have is lesser restoration.
I see.
so by burning
can't
5
spend-
points of your
yeah.
by spending 5 points of your healing, you can cast lesser restoration. Essentially,
No, I have lesser restoration, but I don't. It doesn't cure drunkenness.
Let's say for the sake of this game, it does.
yeah,
But
Hold on.
if it cures
Hold
the
on.
poison condition, then it would cure drunkenness.
yeah, because drunkenness is poison.
Okay.
So Chip steps in between you and Funagi cowering on the ground as you attempt to intimidate him to rise to his feet and lead you the way. Do you still cast a spell on Funagi?
Yeah, I'll cast lesser restoration.
As you do, and the magical energy envelops over Funagi, a strange black inky-like aura travels forth from your fingers, snaking its way through, weaving itself around Happy, and it goes down over the top of Funagi, raining over his skin. As the energy touches him, he's instantly just completely sickened, and he comes to attention, stands to his feet, sober as the day he was born. He looks up at Chip standing in front of him and leans around your side, Chip, to look up at your face, kind of cowering behind your form as he stares up, and he says, "Hey, your friend's really a buzzkill, isn't he? Would you mind asking him to keep that creepy stuff to himself, please?"
Jaron, my friend, you might want to start thinking about your actions and how they affect those around you.
Everybody that was within 15 feet of Funagi, and I'll include Happy in that because you would have been over there for the bottle. Roll me Arcana checks.
Okay.
That includes you as well, Chip.
Okay, I'll look at Funagi and I'll say, Funagi, will you assist us? You said
That's a
perception check.
15.
No, Arcana. Sorry.
Oh.
So Funagi looks up at you and he sniffles and he says,
What? How does that work? How am I good with magic, but I suck with animals?
"Because Chip's been around some shit, man. You know about this
Harold.
Fey-willed fuckery."
Roll the natural 20.
All right. So
I rolled a 27 on deception.
okay.
On deception. Okay.
So
Well,
I
I
can't
just wanted
do
to
that.
tell the DM. But
Who are you deceiving?
yeah,
Yeah.
who are you trying to
all
deceive?
of you.
All of us.
Mm.
Well, what? No, I
Okay.
mean, typically a deception would be followed by some sort of discussion or something you're doing or saying. So
yeah.
they can all see this inky energy come off of you with their perception.
Well, yeah, but I'm deceiving the Arcana check.
It doesn't work that
Doesn't
way.
work like
Yeah,
that.
this is a visual thing.
No.
They're literally seeing this black inky vapor like energy
like-
come off of you when you cast a spell and enter into Unagi's body as it melts over top of him.
Like literally, like you could basically say like, "Oh, sorry, I farted," and we'd all be like, "Well, okay."
Okay.
You know
Yeah,
what
so
I'm
you'd
saying?
have to explain your actions. Like, they see this happen, you could still deceive them and say, "That's just how my spells look," and then they would buy it with their perception being
Well,
lowered,
then they
or
would.
insight.
Yeah, they would
they'd have
actually
to
roll
roll
perception.
insights. They'd roll insight
Or
checks
insight
against
check.
your perception.
Yeah.
Yeah. So essentially, when this energy reigns over Funagi, he says, just, keep your friend from doing that creepy stuff again. And he agrees to help you find your way through the forest. For the Arcana checks for both Happy, Avvina, and for Chip, actually, the
Yay.
three of you instantly recognize this energy to be not of Jaron. For Happy, when this energy leaks itself off of Jaron and onto Funagi, your skin prickles over with like a goosebump reaction, and you get a similar feeling of just slime and ickiness. Both you and Chip remember the events back in Candlekeep in Fistandia's Mansion. You remember the appearance of Grazit, the Demon Lord, and you remember very, very clearly when Grazit, the Demon Lord, possessed Happy and Jaron with his energy.
I guess I'll look over at Happy because she's getting closer and closer to me, and I'll be like, and then I'll look at Jaron and I'll say, "My friend, are you feeling all right?" You
Yeah.
can lie to me now. You can lie.
Yeah, I'm absolutely fine.
So that's your
And-
deception, and then
And then
anyone
my
who-
insight, I will roll insight with a -1, so the best I can do is a 19, so I auto failure 27. So I'm like, okay,
yeah, it checks out.
okay,
Nothing's wrong.
I believe you. Yep, you sound
Man,
good.
I'll roll it for shits and giggles.
So
Oh wow, 27.
Wow.
So
Oh,
what?
jeez.
Who beats the tie?
whoever has the higher modifier in that skill set. So
We
whatever.
both have what, 8.
Then it would default after that, in my opinion, as a house rule to your spellcasting modifier.
Plus 5.
Yeah, they're both gonna have the same.
Fuck. All right. Well, never mind.
My
It doesn't really
spell-
matter.
Yeah.
You both are suspicious. You're both pretty fucking suspicious of each other. And so,
She just
We're all
smiles,
level 8.
like very slightly, just
so
like the tiniest quirk of the corner of her mouth, because she knows that some shit's going on, but she doesn't actually care to explain what's going on.
so
I've never been so more happy to be not a part of any of
Was
this.
so
You got
Funagi.
pie without me?
So Funagi ends up grabbing onto
Oh
your
my
hand.
god.
Funagi grabs onto your hand, Chip, and he says, follow me this way. And he goes to start taking a step, and his little goat-like feet instantly start skipping as though that's just how he normally walks. And as he shakes his little goat butt and tussles his tail, he stops for a minute dead in his tracks, and he says, oh, sorry, you probably walk like this. And he straightens his back up real normal, and he starts strutting forward like this with his hands holding yours, and he stops skipping merrily. You see him take his other hand, and he tucks a set of pan flute pipes into his leather waistband and walks forward. He leads you to the edge of the Polvarth Plateau glade, and again you all see a rippling, mirror-like appearance at the edge of the forest. When he pokes it with his finger, he says, oh, this one looks pretty safe. Well, I guess here we go! And he jumps through. You're holding on to his hand. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw, Chip.
Can I, if we got a short
Go ahead.
rest while we were there watching the satyrs dance around?
What is the deal?
Yeah, I'll count it as a short rest. That's fine.
I got a 16.
All
Why
right.
is that roll good on all the things that I don't care about, but the things I care about is just like straight trash.
So as you feel his hand grabbing onto yours as he jumps through the ripple in the woods, and says, "Here we go." You pull forward for a minute,
That's
and
what I
your
said.
hand slips free from Chip's. As your hand slips free from Funagi as he disappears from the magical glade.
So like he goes in, and then I go in.
So you're gonna
And-
walk in right after him?
Oh, I thought I was being pulled.
No.
in.
So
No,
he-
you made your save.
Yeah, his hand slipped free from yours, and so instead of stumbling forward into the portal with him, you now notice, looking down at your hand, that this little satyr who was holding your hand is now not there. He's disappeared on the other side.
I'll like look back. I mean, is the rest of the party with me?
I mean,
Yeah.
people aren't moving their tokens. I need y'all to move tokens too.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
Well,
all.
I
So, like,
mean,
Like,
yeah, I was gonna say
hell
I
with
would.
Chip.
Do we want to go through the portal?
Would go
I'll
like once we all discuss. I mean, I'm sure we heard all this, right? Yeah, I mean, we
Yeah.
heard all this,
Yeah,
right?
you guys would have
Yeah,
seen. You
and
guys
he
would have
was-
seen Chip be led off.
Yeah.
By Funagi.
So I'll go. I'll follow.
Yeah, he's supposed to lead us
I'll
to
look
the
at-
wilderly person that we're supposed
look
to
at-
see before we go to the pool.
I'll look at Jaron and I'll say, "Look, my friend, kindness goes a long way." And I'll turn to like walk through the portal and accidentally hit like one of these pillows or a blanket or something and trip and fall through the portal.
So your foot snags on the edge of a satyr's bedroll nestled in the flower beds below this tree as you fall forward into the portal, and Chip disappears from your sight.
Jaron jumps in after him.
All right, so Jaron, you take a blind leap through the portal and you also disappear.
I go.
"Papa!"
Yeah, I go right into. I don't care.
So Happy, you just walk right in, or describe how you enter the portal.
I'm gonna skip and I'm gonna take a big jump and I'm gonna say, "Papa!"
All right, so you jump merrily through the portal, Venlee.
I'll just walk in.
All right, Venlee, you take a casual step through the rippling window of this magical edge of the forest, through the portal, and your body gets sucked through. Avvina, you stand in the forest.
Avvina's going to. She's just been sitting on her broom this entire time. She's
Okay.
going to bend down, and if there's a wineskin of the good berry wine, she'll pluck it up and
Yeah.
put it in her bag.
Yeah, roll me an investigation real quick.
I'm so good at this. Let's see. Where is investigation? There it is. I'm not terrible.
All right, so
I am terrible.
That's
10.
okay. With your 10, you notice one half-empty wineskin lays at the foot of a satyr's bedroll.
She'll just grab it and put it in her bag and then pull out a pipe and then float through the portal.
All right, so you float through casually on your broomstick through the portal, and you two also disappear. All right. So you all come forth, and Chip, being the first through the portal other than your satyr friend,
That's cool. Are we
you...
supposed to see this pixie?
Yep.
Oh, there's multiple of them. Oh god, I'm gonna die. Amnesia
So-
up the ass.
So you were the first person through this portal, and
Well, I thought the satyr was.
first person in the party.
Okay. Because I was like, oh crap.
All right, so
Hey, quick question. When are we gonna take a break?
we could probably take a break here in like 10 minutes or so if you want.
Okay, because I'm out of Pepsi.
That's fine.
Don't tell me company.
So being the first person to stumble through the portal, you catch yourself on your hands and knees. As you look up, you see your friend Funagi, and he stands in the center of a cobblestone path. And in front of him flits around a small creature with a bright yellow and orange radiant energy emanating from it. Funagi looks back and says, "Hey, it's been like a half an hour. Where have you been?"
Like stumble and bump into him, and then like bear hug him. Be like, "Oh, I'm sorry, my friend. Wait, how long have you been standing here?"
He taps his
Makes no
foot.
sense.
He taps his foot and he says, "Ah, it's been 30 minutes. I was getting worried. Man, at the rate that you got here, it's going to be hours before your friends show up."
That was pretty good, dude.
Yeah,
That was
one came
pretty
right
daggone
through.
good.
That was a good one.
That was good.
That was a good one.
Dang.
So
I see a clip coming for that one.
he
You make me want to be a satyr.
Give
Just
DM
so I can make a
inspiration.
bunch of jokes.
Right? Do I give myself inspiration? Can I do that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No, no,
Yeah.
no.
Hey, you know
No.
what?
We need we
You,
need a bits button that
you
like
guys
if you
better
get a
thank your
certain amount of
stars
bits-
because I haven't gotten that set up yet. But once I do, Homebrew's going to come in here and help wreck you guys.
Do not let him get his own inspiration.
So he taps his goat foot against the cobblestone, and he looks at his wrist, and as he does, he flips it over, and you see a wooden sundial, and he holds it up and taps it a couple times, and he says,
Sundial.
yeah, a sundial, excuse me, not sandal. He taps it a few times, and he says, huh, damn thing's not working. Not enough light in here. Too much light. I don't know. Ah, too light is so frustrating. And when he does say that, this little pixie flits forward and about and basically pesters him, zooming around his head. And as he's doing that, Funagi starts to somewhat playfully swat at it. After a little bit of time passes, I can't remember who was the next. I think it was Jaron.
Me.
Jaron,
Okay.
you come bounding through the portal with your leap that you took as your full plate armor clangs to the ground, rattling against the cobblestone. Around you, hundreds of small flying creatures go, ah, 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 and freak out when they see your dark, brooding appearance come through. And then the one pixie who's flying and flitting about, Funagi, says, "Ah, is that them? Did you bring the cult of Malar with you? You fool! Oh, we're all dead!" And,
No, it's just Jaron, the face kicker.
Yeah. I go walk up to the pixie and I roll persuasion.
I will not kick you in the face.
You're gonna respectfully
Oh.
say, "I hate
Oh, there you go.
pixies," right?
Okay.
right, so you have a
Are
26
you a
on your
dirty
inspiration.
pixie or a
we
clean pixie?
we are not members of the Colmore. We're here to help and find someone.
Retrieve the tree.
Weederly?
So yeah, Wieldoli's the
Yeah.
character's name.
Weederly.
Wieldoli,
Yeah,
D-O-L-I.
Weildoli.
So
This is right.
I asked the pixie if she knows where Wheelie is.
When
Is it he or she?
Well, when you say the name aloud and you say if you know where Wieldoli is, the pixie chimes up. It actually flies over and lands on Funagi's shoulder and looks at you stark as ever, stares about, and then points his finger in the direction of all these different little fairy huts that line these plateaus in this magical corridor. And he stretches out his finger and he says, "Ah, y'all are a bunch of pansies! Not even worth the flower you were born on!" And he shakes his little fairy butt and he goes, and blows a raspberry at everyone. As you look at this strange fairy creature, pixie creature, you notice that this pixie is old, gray, and has a little twig as a walking stick that he supports himself on in midair. And the pixie announces himself and he says, "Yeah, I'm Wieldoli! Wieldoli the Wild! What's it to ya?" And as the two of you speak, Happy, you come skipping through the portal, and you walk into the strange scene of Chip and Jaron surrounding the formerly drunken satyr Funagi as a small little human creature looking individual, old man, perches upon the shoulder of Funagi. He notices your appearance as you bound through the portal in a joyful way, and he says, "Oh, Funagi, looks like you brought more of your satyr friends with you. A skip, a hop, a jump, and a spoonful of sugar." And previously he said, "What do you want?" or what's the deal?"
Um, I asked him if he can help us find what is it called?
The pool.
Whatever
of
the guy's
pool.
name is.
Yes, I asked him if he can help us find the pool.
So
I thought we were supposed to try and find the dude.
Yeah, I thought it was a tree.
No, the tree was Feanor.
No,
You
the
already found
dude.
him. Wieldily is the
Yeah.
pixie
We
that
gotta find the dude.
Yeah, he announced
Yeah,
himself
we
as
bet-
Wieldily.
So the
Oh,
the tree
didn't
told
hear
us to find the pixie, and hopefully the pixie can help us find the pool.
oh, okay.
Yes.
Or what we need to do before we get to the
A
Exactly.
lot of peas
Yeah.
in this pool.
Yeah.
So
no, you guys don't pee in the pool, okay? I'm sorry. We're gonna
As-
no.
as you all
I'll stay in the deep end.
as you all chat casually for a few moments, you see Venlee in her Shadow Kai elven form walk through with her quarterstaff and stand just behind you, Tree, arms crossed, observing the situation. Shortly after that, the strange female that you all met for the very first time at the entrance to the Satyr's Grove floats through, sitting cross-legged and poised in a very elegant feminine way atop her broom that was once previously her wand. Wieldily looks at the three new people who have approached the fairy village of Dewlight and says, "Oh, come on! Now everyone's gonna know where we live! Funagi, what's the deal?"
I just start talking to what is it? Avvina.
Yes.
I just started having just a casual conversation with Avvina after she popped in.
What do you say?
Oh, just like yeah, this is weird. We keep going into these portals and stuff, like just random dumb stuff, like
If
because
you've
I'm
ever
kind of
been
like
to
you.
the
I don't really
Feywild-
care. I don't know what's going on, so I don't really care. I just want to get out of here.
If you've ever been to the Feywild, you'd be used to this.
I have not.
She just kind of pulls out a pipe, like it's very long, and she begins smoking and then offers it to you.
I'll take it.
So the two of you pass this pipe back and forth as the smoke emanates from it. It curls about in a strange way, but it doesn't behave like normal pipe smoke when you're in this area. The smoke falls to the ground and it floats innocuously. The flowers that grow along the path in these multicolored array, you see them turn to the smoke and sniff the smoke in. And as they do, they swell and grow about two sizes larger than they did previously, more lush and green, colorful and vibrant, as they've come more to life, and they point themselves in your direction, sniffing out more of this mysterious smoke that wafts their way. Wieldily, still sitting atop Funagi's shoulder, says, "Well, I guess the gang's all here, you drunken satyr?" And Funagi reaches up and pats Wieldily blindly like this and says, "Hey, cut it out!" Wieldily explains to you that he's lived in Dewlight for over 500 years and they've never seen a disturbance like this before in the Feywild. And he explains to you all how a couple of days ago, well, I don't know, time passes strangely here. Could have been a year ago. Storms filled the air. A great booming resonates from deep within the forest. A booming and banging like the weapons of war. All was peaceful, and then the animals grow strange, restless and savage. Wolves began to attack us. And then a loud crack rained out in the sky, and we saw something like you. And he points forward at Avvina in shock, raising a crooked and gnarled old finger that shakes in fear as he sits atop Funagi's shoulder.
She just kind of pulls the pipe away from her mouth and just stares. Yes?
What are you doing here? You look like a witch.
She is.
I was dragged here by some mysterious force. Currently, I'm looking for my way out.
Oh, well, you witches and your mysterious forces always interrupting the party. Would you just care to forget Dewlight or how to get here? When you guys leave here, I don't want any more of your kind coming through. Is that cool?
All you have to do is point us in the direction of the pond.
We didn't ask to come, and we popped out. We don't know how we got here, so we wouldn't know how to bring anybody back. It's not a problem.
I'm much more interested in getting back to the Harvest Festival. It's more interesting than this little
So
place.
when you say all these things about not bothering him and wanting to travel forth, he whistles real quick. He goes and puts his fingers in his mouth, and I'm sure the mic didn't catch it, but he whistles really loudly, and a swarm of pixies gather around him, and they all salute. And each of these pixies is wearing armor made out of leaves stitched together with bits of twine, and they wield swords made out of wood from thorn bushes. They rush around Wieldily, and Wieldily says, "All right, cadets, show them the way!" And the pixies move to the edge of the map, and let's see, I don't have my stuff, crap. Oh well, I was gonna put it up. The pixies move to the edge of the map, and they reveal a very small hole at the edge of the map that beams forth with a bright red light shining through this tiny little pinhole. One of the fairies looks back cautiously and then crawls its way through and disappears from the scene. And Wieldily looks at the group of you and says, "Well, if you plan on getting out of here or saving the people of Dewlight and the inhabitants of the Feywild from those cultists of Malar, you better follow Figgletup." And he points in the direction of the fairy that
I
went through the small hole.
run. Oh yeah, that's perfect. I just take off running, and I run right through it.
All right. I need you guys to move tokens for me if you can, so I can keep up with stuff.
Okay.
But yeah,
I run right through it.
Gonna go.
All right, so you run up to this very small little hole at the edge of the forest
Go
path,
first if you want to.
and
That's actually only like 60 feet, but I can run 90.
and you crouch down to notice that the hole itself is much too small for you to fit through.
Can I like stick my hand in or something?
Yeah. So when you pass your hand through, your hand disappears.
Just shut up, tree. I'm not allowed sticking my hands in things.
Your hand disappears, and on the other side, the temperature is cold and muggy as you feel your hand grow slick with condensation.
Can I just keep going?
You can push your hand further, and you get about up to the elbow or the shoulder, and the hole is still too small to fit through.
Oh, well, that stinks. I guess I'll take my hand out and see if it's small.
So you draw your hand back to reveal your hand covered in dew droplets
Huh.
and dripping with liquid.
Can I try and open the hole?
You can certainly attempt to.
I mean, I don't think it would work, but I'll try.
So you reach down and you try to pry at the hole, and as you do, the hole resists any type of movement and your attempts to force it open wider.
Oh, okay. And I just go, this hole's too small for us to fit in. I can't open it up at all.
Wieldily snaps his fingers as two of the pixies gather around you and sprinkle you down heavily with this seemingly innocuous sparkling dust. As they do, you shrink beyond recognition and disappear from their view.
So I'm Ant-Man.
You're very, very tiny.
And I run right through.
Everybody roll me a perception check.
Like, not me, but everyone else.
Yeah.
And that's a 6. Happy didn't see anything.
Where is Happy tonight? Poor thing.
I think this whole like possession by the demon is like just she's maybe not paying attention very well.
It's really messing up your mojo.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, I rolled a crit fail.
Me 3.
Okay. So Jaron.
Oh, Jaron, there you go.
Jaron, you were the only one to notice that Venlee shrank down and was able to walk through the portal after being sprinkled with this dust.
Okay, guys, do we want to shrink down and go through the looking glass, or do we trust these pixies to?
I don't think we necessarily trust him, but there don't seem to be a lot of choices. This is the path.
What do you mean sprinkled down? And like,
Yeah,
as
did you-
that happens, I imagine like dust gets dusted over top of me.
Well, I
start
mean,
to shrink all the way until
I mean,
talk like this.
don't you hate all magical creatures?
I don't think I've got a choice in this.
So
Okay.
This
So the
way-
party votes and we go. Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Mhm.
all right.
Good
So
reference.
everyone gets shrunk down and sprinkled heavily with this magical pixie dust. And as you do, you crawl through the hole and you find Venlee standing in the middle of...
Did we take a break here?
Yeah,
Or
we
is
can
this
take a break. Yeah, I'm sorry.
7 minutes ago.
Yeah, let's take
I
a
just
break.
need to get drink and I want to get some pie.
No, you're good. I'll throw up the break, and if you guys don't want to be live on your mics, you can go ahead and mute for a moment. I'm gonna
Okay.
get everything set up and everything.
I do want to say, because I noticed on the Twitch that what is it? Somebody gifted a sub. Valcom Zion
What?
gifted VA
Yeah.
Messenger a sub. So thank you very much for that.
That's awesome.
You're
Yo,
awesome.
Thank you, Valcom. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, they give
Uh,
one to the community and they give one to VA Messenger.
That's awesome. Well, it is
Who has two normal size hands.
It is September now, so don't forget.
Yeah.
Reduced prices on subs. All right, so we'll go ahead and take a break here. I'll throw up our break screen. Like I said, if you guys don't
And
want
if
your
you
mics to be
haven't
hot, go
done
ahead
your
and mute.
If you haven't done your Prime sub, you know how you have to redo it every month. If you haven't done it recently, hey, sub it up.
Yeah. And if you feel
All right, so stumbling forth into the path, you notice ahead of you, about midway down the path, is your friend Venlee. You guys come into a narrow corridor. The air around you is a wet, mildewed smell of sour water and swampiness. The fog that fills this narrow forest corridor chokes out the clean air around you as you smell the acrid stench of rotting. Ahead of you, further down the path, is Venlee, and she seems to be asleep.
With a little thing of vomit next to me.
What do you guys want to do?
Actually, hold on.
Okay.
Is this magical sleep?
No, it is not.
Okay.
Ryan.
Yeah.
I have dark vision. Do I see anything else?
I mean, the area is not dark, but with
Okay.
it- yeah.
Well, you kind of described a dark area, so
No, I mean, it basically looks like what you see on the map here. Nothing outside of those details, essentially.
okay.
Can I roll perception? Would I?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well,
If I could actually get above a 12, I might notice something. And it's
Big
a
money, no
14.
whammies. All right.
Moderately above a 12. but-
Oh, perception too.
All right, so happy with your perception, you instantly see your friend Venlee laying down on the ground, curled up like she's sleeping. And I guess to the player's description, she would have a small pool of vomit laying out of her mouth.
Just because you said the smell was
Yeah,
gross.
acrid and gross.
Mm.
Avvina and Jaron, with y'all's perceptions, you notice the same thing, but you also see on her skin a glinting silvery string-like substance.
That's the perfect sound, Jason.
I hate. I walk over to Venlee
Okay.
and I do a medicine
You're
check.
instantly dead.
All right. So you go to roll a medicine check.
Mhm.
You're instantly dead.
Happy's
Roll a
gonna go
dead
in too.
check.
A dead check.
Well, it's kind of hard to kill me.
Hmm.
I mean,
I was just kidding. Obviously.
God, I can't roll tonight.
I'm not dead. I'm just sleeping.
I love pie.
I think
Pie is good.
Happy wants to cast Dispel Magic on it.
Good to eat.
All right, so with your medicine check of a 7, you look down at Venlee's body laying motionless. You can see the rise and fall of her chest, and you notice the small puddle of saliva and vomit beside her face, and a silvery, stringy-like substance across her skin. And what were you doing, Happy?
I was gonna cast Dispel Magic on the silvery substance.
Okay, go
I
ahead.
do now.
Sure,
Okay,
go for it.
So, I guess I want to roll. I roll an ability check using my spell casting ability, and I want. Oh, so if it's a spell of 3rd level or lower, it ends. If it's 4th or higher,
Are
then
you
it's
are you using a spell slot?
yeah.
All right,
Okay,
so
just curious.
you cast your spell. You wave and flick your Elder Wand back and forth as the branch moves between your fingers elegantly. You draw the spell in the air, and oh, excuse me. Sorry about that. You draw the spell in the air, and when the energy bursts forth from your wand, it falls upon Venlee's body and fizzles out with no effect.
Yeah, Tree, just to let you know, I can't be put to sleep by magic.
Oh, okay.
She lays there stirring a little bit.
Snoring a little bit.
Is it a cute little snore? Do you have a cute little snore? Oh, okay.
It's awful. Horrible.
Does anyone have high intellect?
I have high intellect.
Can
Where's our other friend?
Yeah. Are you still on, Avvina?
either
I
maybe
think they muted
maybe
themselves.
do it.
Apologies.
Yeah,
I
she
was
did.
making food. I
you're
was
good.
listening.
No worries.
Maybe do it.
Can
Are
I
you
listen
grabbing
to?
pie?
Can I make? I wish I had pie. Could I perhaps make a nature check to figure out what this is?
Yeah, that's what I was going to suggest.
Okay, so you are you moving forward to see Venlee's body on the ground?
She will float over,
And Happy will assist.
like just above the ground on her.
Okay. So as you float above the ground briefly and you look at the scene of your friend or your new traveling companion in her elven form laying there, seemingly asleep on the ground in a puddle of her own vomit. You're going to go ahead and roll your nature check for me.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and we'll see what we get.
I'm not gonna suffocate myself.
Yeah.
Oh wow! Jesus.
All right, so
There you go.
with your 27, I'm going to whisper something to you.
Okay.
Oh no.
Wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And you should see in the VTT window a whisper to you. And for y'all watching the stream, don't cheat.
I
Oh
see.
man.
Okay.
So you intently stare upon the scene, investigating it. Chip, is there anything you'd like to do? Thomas, are you there?
Yeah, sorry.
It's okay, dude.
He's looking at the chat so he can cheat.
No,
Did
no,
you-
no. My wife is watching Santa Carla Diet.
Oh, Santa
And-
Clarita
Oh
Diet,
yeah.
Yeah, and I've been wanting to watch it. So
Such a gross show, but it's funny.
It is really gross.
All right.
sorry.
It's
I'm
okay.
gonna ban you guys from having a TV in the room.
Is there anything that Chip wants to do as you walk into
Yeah,
this
I'll
mysterious
move.
corridor?
I'll move up, but 10 feet behind.
Okay. So you keep your distance as you look at the scene of your friend staring over Venlee's body as she lays on the forest floor.
Am I able to see anything around us? I'm
Roll-
looking for
yeah.
what has done this.
Yeah, roll me. Actually, roll me an investigation check.
I'm worse at that, but I will roll anyway.
I can roll
14.
an investigation.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah,
All right.
because she's the wisdom and I'm the intelligence. So that's it's a
Wow.
12. That's with a +8.
Wow.
So-
Jeez,
I'm
man,
good.
you were getting
I'm gonna
screwed.
just go. Gonna go since I'm right there. I'm gonna go for it too. Can't.
I'm gonna approach and be like, "That's a lot of corpses."
I
So-
don't see any pixies here.
So, all right. Unfortunately, everyone's investigation is pretty pitiful.
Yeah.
And you still look at your friend Venlee lying on the ground asleep.
Mm.
Thanks, guys.
Let's see what
Well-
Chip gets. Nope, not with Chip either.
Would I know how to counteract what this is? Like, is this an effect of the webs that I
Well,
know?
Yeah, so I mean, based on what I had whispered to you, you would know what they are to be, just simply what they are. There's no necessarily counter affecting them, but you could move what is inhibiting her.
Discord literally just dropped me
Hmm.
nothing of what you said.
I'm going to
Basically, it was explaining, Chip, that I whispered some information to Avvina's character based on her
Okay.
nature check. And so Avvina knows some information about what is hindering Venlee with sleep and causing her to lay on the ground.
Okay,
And
cool,
I
cool.
basically explained to Venlee's player that, I explained to Avvina's player that based on what I whispered to her and her nature, her understanding of nature, she could remove the things that are on Venlee that are inhibiting her ability to move and wake up.
Okay.
I'm going to pull out a wooden stake.
Okay?
Don't ask. And I'm going to try and basically wind up the webs around it and get them off of her.
All right.
Oh,
So,
so you're not gonna like stake him in the chest?
No.
I
Wooden
literally thought you were
stick.
gonna impale him.
Stake.
right.
It's literally a stake,
Oh, wooden stake. Okay, I
like
thought
what
said
you use
stick.
against vampires.
Yeah.
So
That's
you see
hilarious.
her reach into her cloak with billows behind her, and as she pulls the cloak aside, there's a strange multi-fabric stitched together, almost like hobo pack, hidden underneath of her clothing, and just behind where she rests on her broom, sort of perched like a saddle. She digs through the pack, rifles around for a minute, and produces a sharp stick made out of white ash. As the stick comes forth and out into the open, the stick instantly becomes inflamed. A small bit of flame roars up in her hand, and she takes the stick down past where she's leaning over the broom and twirls it around above Venlee's body, and you see these silvery strings burn and fizzle off the surface of her skin as she twists and writhes the stake around. Venlee, you begin to come to, and you are looking up, laying on your back, supine, and you see Avvina, Jaron, Happy, and Chip standing over you.
I just kind of leaned back, put my hands on the back of my head, and I was like, well, I was relaxing.
all right?
Yeah, I feel great. Well, pretty comfortable. I got a little nap.
Avvina just kind of flings it into the forest, not really caring.
We might.
After she's done.
Oh, you fling the stake made out of ash into the forest?
Yep. She's just gonna fling the burning pile of piece of wood into the forest.
All right. So as you go to toss the burning stake of ashen wood into the forest, this whole side.
God. Damn it.
She's as bad as I am.
That is a perfect place to stop if we wanted to, because you just created a giant forest fire.
This whole,
It's wet and dank and dripping and dewy and.
Chip looks for the escape.
So this whole side of the forest where you tossed the stick that was in flames starts to smoke and smolder as the fire tickles away at streams of silvery trails that go across the ground in the forest floor.
It's all webs.
As the fire immolates across this stringy mass of webs, a clearing is revealed, and with that, I need you all both to. I need everyone to roll for initiative.
Yes.
And
Wonderful.
based on the time, we probably will finish up this scene. I'll get you into the next one, and it will be a 2-part adventure.
Well, we gotta fight at least.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
But yeah, I was like, he just created a giant forest fire, so let's go ahead and get this done.
Yes, hello, this is Avvina. She doesn't give a shit.
I rolled a nat
Okay.
1 on my Annette.
Wow.
15.
Okay. I can see everybody in the combat tracker, so you don't have to announce your initiative. It's okay.
Oh, did you reset it?
Well,
Yeah.
can they see it in the stream? Okay, they can't see it in the stream.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah, anybody watching can see the combat tracker on the side there, too.
I
right.
love rolling with advantage on initiative.
All right. So
I don't.
as the forest goes up in flames on the left side, it reveals piles of bones that litter the floor. Gnarled and stringy trees, barely holding vegetation or leaves, creak and crack as the flames crackle through the underbrush and start crawling their way up the trunks to the tops of the dried, frazzled tips of the trees on the forest edge path. You see a strange, large, purple character lumber forth and charge at you, and another one accompanying him from behind.
Yes.
Chip, with that, it is your turn in initiative.
Yeah. Love this. I got your back, Chip.
More like I've got your back.
Alright, what are you doing?
Well, if most of the woods are
Well, no, the dudes
well,
are
how
right
am I
in front of
saying?
us.
They're like all the way in like probably about 45 feet to 50
Well,
feet.
yeah, but I mean, but it's straight up ahead.
If you look at the
Yeah,
game log,
I'm
that's
like-
what you guys see.
Okay.
This is an eder cap.
I'll move.
Yes.
Speed is 40.
Okay.
I do believe. Let me just double
Do I
check.
know any weaknesses that they might have?
Yeah.
You can roll me a nature check.
It's only 30. They're only 35 feet from me.
15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. So I'll move up to about
22?
here. And
Hmm.
I would like to rage
Oh,
Yeah.
goody
as
goody.
a bonus action. Yes, let me burn that.
But-
Features and
But
traits.
am I in combat yet?
Everyone
right now.
should be.
And then I'm.
Okay.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
You rolled a.
just wanted to know.
What'd you roll? A 12? No, you rolled a 16.
Yeah, he's in there as a 16. Oh, it's still
So
got
I'm
the
gonna use-
golem
I think
in
I
there.
probably go before him.
Yeah, it's still
Let's
got the
let Chip-
golem in there. Go ahead, Chip.
Take his turn. And we'll keep going.
So I'm going to use Great Weapon Master Feat
Okay.
and use my glaive to take a minus 5 penalty.
Okay.
I rolled a 28 to hit with my first hit.
Super
Can you
hits.
reach him? Oh, it is 10 feet.
5
Yeah.
is gonna be yeah. With
Nice.
the glaive. Thank God for glaives. So that's 17 points of 17 since I'm raging is +2, so 17. So 19 points of slashing damage.
Awesome.
And then I'm gonna roll for my second attack, -5 again.
Okay.
A 19, does that
Awesome.
hit?
A what hits?
Does
I'm
a
sorry.
Does
Yeah.
a 19?
Yep.
Awesome.
Heck yeah. It was literally on a 5 and it was just like
That's so great.
yeah, I was like, oh dang, and it was like rolled right over. I was like, yes. So 24 points
Oh,
of slashing
wow.
damage.
Okay. So you lay into it with both attacks. Your glaive comes down over top, slamming into the head of this strange purple creature. When you do, the creature reels back, its arms flail, and it looks slightly stunned as you take the other attack with your glaive and come straight across its belly, splitting its chest and its stomach open. You look before you and you see piles of white orb-like items spill forth from its stomach onto the forest floor. And with that, it's going to be Jaron's turn.
Who actually has? We both rolled 16s. Who has the higher
dex mod?
dex?
Probably
I have
you,
a
Venlee.
4.
My dex is only +1.
All right,
Okay.
so then it would be Venlee next.
Okay, so I'm gonna run right in the middle of here,
Okay.
and I will attack the one just north of me.
Okay.
Fuck.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, that was
Jesus
loud.
Christ,
Crazy.
dude. You
That
scared the
Crazy.
shit out of me.
Way
I was
too
like, did I
deep.
put an add-on?
I'll attack that one right in front of me first, and that's gonna be a dirty 20.
It hits.
Okay. God, I haven't played this character in so long. Okay, I do 1d8 plus 4. So that's 9 for the first attack.
Okay.
And then I will use a key point and stunning strike.
Go for it.
Well, you gotta roll. You gotta roll a.
I think it's a con save, right?
Hold on. Where is it? Get out of my character sheet, jerk.
What? Yo, I'm allowed to, touch a character sheet if I want to.
You and Jason love looking at my character sheets.
It's all about consent, people.
He wanted it. I remember he said it.
I was trying to look it up, and then you.
It's all just a frame. Do we really want to take this to court?
I'll take it to the autumn court. and we'll discuss it there.
Right?
It is a con save, a DC 15.
All right. I can gel with that.
Get out of my character sheet.
Well, I have to because I got to get into their character sheet.
Get out of my character sheet.
All right. So you said it's a DC of 15 or better?
15 con save.
All right. He gets an 18 on die. His con is a +1.
Okay,
Pass the
that's
con
fine.
save.
I'll use my second attack
Okay.
against him with my quarterstaff of warning. That will be a 22.
Hits.
All right. See, you screwed all my stuff up now. Hold on.
They're like,
This second attack will be a poop. 6 and stunning strike again.
All right. And so I have to roll that DC again.
Yeah.
All right. That is a 15 on die +1 for the con save. And Jason's
Okay,
icy,
well-
Jason's icy dice we got for Christmas last year have been rolling pretty hot tonight.
Well, you're a jerk. Okay. Since this is probably our only thing for the night, I will do another key point for Flurry of Blows.
Oh my gosh. Okay, go for it.
Just because this is going to be our only combat for the night, I believe.
Don't jinx us like that.
Yeah, it's been a long time since we fought the golem.
Yeah, it's
so
just it's late, so that's why I figure it's going to be. Now is that so? I get 2 more attacks, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take my. So now I'll go ahead and use my quarterstaff again. Ah! I just jinxed myself. That's a 9. That doesn't hit.
Nope.
And then the second one is
Also not going to hit.
a natural 1.
Yeah. So you go to try
Okay,
to swoosh
and then-
twice across with your quarterstaff, and the Ettercap managed to pull its body back, avoiding those 2 strikes.
And then I will. I guess I think that's all I got because I think that's my. Was my Flurry of Blows a bonus action?
I don't run.
No,
Mousse,
I still
don't
have a
know
bonus
how much-
action.
Yeah,
No, I still have a bonus action.
go for it.
I will. Oh no, that is my bonus action. Okay. So I'll just stand right there and take whatever's coming to me.
Okay.
All right, Avvina, it's your turn. Oh no, Jaron, sorry.
No, yeah.
So when Chip split the one open, did it die? Like,
Nope. It's still on the board.
Yeah, I wish I killed it. That'd been cool.
yeah, okay, but like he split his guts open.
Yeah.
So okay, I'm gonna cast Toll the Dead at it because if it's a creature that's taking damage,
Yep.
I
Yeah, that's
can-
perfect.
12, yeah.
yeah.
That's perfect. That's
So-
perfect.
Just looking at that same one. I got a feeling.
Oh, ugly.
Holy
Oh
cow.
man, that is not good. It's not good for you, Ryan.
Are you casting it against this guy right here?
Yeah,
Oh,
that
The
one.
what? The one that
Yes.
Chip split open.
Okay. How do you want to do this?
I am. I stay
What was-
back. I stay back from the fight, and
What was your save?
I emanate drug energy from my hands.
I
Yeah,
failed.
you can roll a save.
I failed. It was a 7 on die.
So I emanate dark energy from my gauntlets, and it goes directly at the thing.
All right, so when the energy comes out of your gauntlet and traces its way like a inky-like snake forward from your position and wrapping itself around and past Chip to embed its spell effect into the Ettercap, you hear the Ettercap speak in a very strange way, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to get the mic to pick it up, but I will try. You hear the Ettercap cry out as its claw-like spider appendages reel back. It goes...
Nope.
Nope,
No,
didn't
nothing.
get it.
Back up a little bit. see
I
if it works.
tried.
Did we understand what it said? Like,
Uh,
was it something?
So any one of you who speaks Sylvan would understand what this creature just said.
Okay, I've got Sylvan.
Yeah.
All right,
Don't you
so
all do?
the Ettercap, as the energy travels forth and seeks its way to the Ettercap to harm it, it basically speaks out and it says, "Lord Gratz, no!" Or Lord Grazit, no. And then the spell energy absorbs into the Ettercap and it falls dead. And with that, it's going to be Avvina's turn.
Wonderful. Am I able to fly above this canopy?
Yeah, so if you go ahead and you get on your broom to try to fly, you can get about 10 feet in the air. It's an overgrown canopy, so you could pass over top of your party members or potentially over the Ettercap, but you may or may not be outside of harm's reach if you fly past them.
I just need to be... Oof. Got the hiccups.
Ah,
I just need to be able to hit them with a ranged spell attack.
Go for it.
I'm going to cast Scorching Ray.
All right, you stretch forth. Are you using your wand or your hand?
So when she's flying on her broom, she's just, since her spellcasting focus is underneath her, she just grips the forefront of it and
Okay.
reaches out the other hand and just
Okay. Yeah, so I
conjures
imagine
fire.
you're sort of like posed over the broom, like one hand holding on to the staff itself, and then the other hand stretched forth like this, ready to cast out your fire. Go ahead.
Does that hit me?
It shouldn't. So
21
that's 1 to
hits.
hit.
Yeah, it hits.
20 to hit.
So both hit.
Wow. And 18 to hit.
All right, so all three of your
Nice.
scorching rays hit.
Ooh. That's brutal.
So 5 for the first one. 8 for the second one.
Nice.
So 13.
Uh-huh.
And then 18 total.
Nice.
All right.
Sweet.
The flames hit this Ettercap in the chest as fire travels across its body. It lights up like a hairy person sticking their arm over the grill when the propane lights up. You see all of the little hairs on the. You see all of the little hairs on this spider-like body's carapace and outer shell go up in flames and singe as she makes another squeak sound. It's like a. I know the mic probably didn't pick that up.
No.
I did.
No? It's fine.
And do you have anything else you'd like to do with your turn?
Can I duck into the foliage here and bonus action hide?
You certainly can, and when you do that, I also need you to roll me a dexterity saving throw at disadvantage. And with that, it's going to be Happy's turn.
Okie dokie.
So-
Somebody's
I'm
getting
gonna-
webbed.
I'm gonna hit this one with Soul
16.
of Dead as well, so it needs to make a with 17 save.
All right, so it criticals on that and passes the wisdom save. Your 16 fails, and you are now snared in the webs, Avvina.
Awesome.
Do I take half damage for the Toll of the Dead?
If
No.
It's
No, it
just a
doesn't.
pass-fail.
what is-
Yeah, you miss. Yeah, if
Yeah,
you
it's a
say that.
cantrip.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's just a cantrip.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I think I'm gonna try and shove it with my telekinetic shove just to see if I can move it.
Okay,
And
what's
then
the
that'll be
range
good.
on the? What's the range for that?
That's 30. Oh wait, you're right. I think it's 30 feet. Let me check.
Yeah, so you'd have to move forward to use that.
Okay, never mind. I just hate wasting a bonus action, but that's fine.
Well, you can move up.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure.
I'm taking the brunt of it now.
I'm gonna
Like,
try and shove it into the flames.
Okay, that's fine. So you go ahead and cast that forth. And do I need to roll a save against that?
It's been a while since I've done this one. That is a bonus action, so yes, you need to succeed on a DC 16 strength.
I legit just rolled a 16. I swear, hand to God, God is my witness. Y'all are my friends. I am not fudging rolls over here. Jason,
show me a picture.
if you are watching this, Jason Osterbind, your Christmas dice are running really hot tonight.
I use those.
Remember,
I use those all the time.
his Christmas dice, huh?
Yep.
Okay, remind me to talk to you about Christmas dice.
Christmas.
I use those. I use them all the
I
time.
roll for shite anyway, so it's fine.
I use them all the time, and I love them. They're the greatest dice I have.
All right, so you attempt to shove the Ettercap, and it stands its ground against the wave of psychic force. With that, it's going to be this guy's turn, which is dead. And then it's going to be this guy's turn. And
Gee.
yeah, her.
Wonder who he's going to attack.
Right. It's going to go ahead and web. So, let's see here.
people possessed by a demon. Web them in the back.
It is going to attempt to web Jaron, actually.
Oh wow.
So it crouches down and squeezes its body as webs come out from pores on the sides of its stomach, around its face and mandibles. You see the claws in front of its teeth, or in front of its jaws, clatter as it weaves a cloud of webs that take flight in the air, puffing over top of you. Jason,
Wait,
I need you to
wait,
roll.
I'm like 50 feet away. How
Yeah,
is
I'm
it
not-
No,
my-
you're not.
It has 60 feet of range. I'm not cheating.
This thing
I
is
have the stat block
ugly
in
as
front of me.
shit.
Web,
I don't-
recharge
and you're
5
not-
to 6, range
Oh,
attack
yeah.
+4 to hit. So I have to roll to hit first.
Like
Roll
this
to-
is
You're not 50
ugly.
feet away. You're
Yeah, I mean, it's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. It's well within range.
well, you're close.
Wait, 50 was a good estimate. Not looking
Yeah.
at
all right,
counting.
hold on, guys.
It's
So,
like a
I rolled
fucking
an
ugly
18 on
spider
die, and it's a +4 to
on
hit.
2 legs.
So it's a 22. And Jaron, against your AC, which I can't see right now, unfortunately.
My AC is 21.
It is
Alright.
20. No, 20. It says 22 on your thing.
Oh, it is
You'd
22.
probably scream.
Yeah,
then
and
call me to
monsters
kill
beat
it,
times.
and I'd walk out.
Yeah.
Monsters beat ties according to the player's handbook. So you are now ensnared in the web, and you are
What?
considered restrained.
You'd probably think it.
Can
It is also going to use its multi-attack, and it's going to slash out at Venlee in front of it. So it
Whatever.
takes
I don't have a reaction. Okay.
Whatever. Bring it.
it takes a swipe at you with its claw, and it is 9 on die +5.
Nope.
Alright, so it misses with its claw. As it lunges forward, its face close enough to you now, it attempts to bite at you, rolling a 12 on die +4.
Nope.
Alright, so both of the attacks miss, and it is going to end its turn. And it takes us to the top of the round with Chip.
So I'm gonna move here, get it right up on its ass,
Alright.
and I wish double advantage was a thing, but
Right.
it doesn't matter. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm still raging, so I am letting you know that I am taking a -5 penalty to get +10 to my
And you
all
have
my
advantage, right?
Oh yeah, shit.
Because
Alright,
I'm there.
Whatever this
Right,
roll is.
Ryan?
Yep.
I don't know how you do it.
Yeah,
Well, I got a 25.
it super hits.
I'll roll again to see if I get a critical. No, I don't. Okay. And
Alright,
then
second attack
here's
misses.
my damage. No, that's not a second attack. That was
No, that was his
Advantage.
advantage.
Oh,
advantage
okay,
roll.
gotcha. Alright, so how do you want to
Here,
do
I'll
this?
Wait, I kill it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's
just-
no way
I-
you're not going to.
Run
Well,
up.
you-
So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna run up and then stick my glaive in the ground and like slide, slide on the ground and then come up and pull the glaive up and then swing it like it's what's that I can't even remember. But, like swing it around like I'm like in Monster Hunter and then just
Yeah.
bring it down on its head and just like cleave it in two.
Did you do a damage roll?
He
Yeah,
doesn't
no.
need to.
Yeah.
He doesn't need to.
Okay.
Like I auto would get 6, so it'd be a 22, no 24
Okay.
damage.
Yeah, he doesn't need to.
Alright.
I don't
So,
know what a HP level.
this other
yeah.
this other Eder cap crumples beneath the force of your blade as you split it down the middle. A green ooze of its guts pours out along its sides, and again a pile of hundreds of white orb-like items spill forth from its bowels.
Let out this like,
And you
and I
guys
pull the glaive out of its head.
are out of combat.
Are they all around me now?
Well, they're both
Are all
dead.
these white orbs around me
They're
now?
Yeah,
experienced.
they've basically spilled out at y'all's feet. So you and Chip are standing basically among and on top of these white orbs.
Are they spider eggs?
That'd be cool.
They are definitely spider eggs.
That's
Oh,
so cool. Start
God.
squishing.
Oh god.
All
So
right.
both of them were mamas. That means the daddy's nearby.
So you all, the fire dies out on the left side of the forest, revealing an opening to a strange-looking pathway. Off in the distance, you see a structure. A ramshackled building hides itself just past the edge of the burned wall of trees. And I'm going to switch us to this scene, and we're going to use this as our cliffhanger. And
I was going to
Go ahead.
ask, is it okay if we search some of the corpses?
Go for it. We'll do that now while you guys are doing your thing.
I ain't touching any of this. I'm getting as far away from those spiders' eggs as I
Can
can.
I try to do a strength save to get out of the web?
Yeah.
Well, the web would.
No.
Was it a spell or is that just a
It's
thing?
a physical effect. I mean, it literally webbed Jaron with its actual webs.
Mm-hmm.
And the same thing with Avvina. Avvina is stuck in the webs because she floated over into the tree line that was not on fire.
I'll go. I'll
Does
go
the
try
14
and.
get me out?
Yes.
So,
Okay.
as you guys are, like, everybody's freeing themselves, there's just a bright flash of orange and red light. And Avvina summons her fire spirit, and it teleports her, I believe. Let's see.
I think it was 15
feet.
Yeah, 15 feet.
Yeah, 15 feet away in the air. And she's just kind of on fire
So you
for a moment.
You sit atop your broom and you adjust your hair. You pull your cloak over your head, and atop the broom, everyone sees Avvina sitting with a flame-like spirit looking out in front of her with a serpentine-like tongue, perched at the edge of the broom in front of her hands. She rides forth in a steady manner, shooting up like a rocket, tearing through the shreds of dying cobwebs that go up in cinders as the flame energy from her fire spirit has freed her from the clutches of the web.
And now there is a scarecrow-like wicker man just kind of floating next to her in the air.
Nice. And do you guys look into the path ahead like I explained? Do you guys want to venture forth, I'm assuming?
Yes.
After I loot the body, of course. Bodies.
All right. So you and Happy spend some
burn up the eggs?
What?
She asked if you guys were going to burn up the eggs.
Oh, I went around stomping on them. I guess I just didn't get heard.
Oh, it's okay.
Oh, I heard you.
Okay.
Happy would join you in destroying these eggs underfoot. And the two of you
I'll collect one.
Okay. You take an egg, you can go ahead and put it in your bag. And
God.
Go
She's
ahead.
way worse than I am.
Yes, she is way worse than you.
So
she hasn't kicked anybody in the face. Okay,
Chippin'.
I thought I was the bad one, with the verbal insults. There's the physical, which is a whole nother level, and then there is what she is doing, which is fucking horrible.
So
I'm not talking about you. My wife thinks I'm talking about her.
So
Like, are you talking about me?
Chippin'.
I'm crazy.
All right.
Put it in your
No,
ear.
babe, you are not crazy.
All right, so Chip and Happy, the two of you, as you smash the eggs underfoot, and Avvina collects one for her witchy possessions and tucks it neatly into her bag. You two search among the corpses of the Ettercaps. You all are able to recover the following items. Happy, you take a small glass vial from your pouch, and you are able to fill it with 2 uses of Ettercap venom. And Harvey, when you reach down to inspect the corpse of the Ettercap, you're able to recover an Ettercap fang, and you're also able to gather up a small ball of Ettercap webbing about the size of a basketball. And you notice that the webbing itself rolls and unrolls like a net would. And you can handle it with your hands, though they are a little bit sticky when you try to remove your hands from the web.
Just like imagining like a blanket, like one of those like gosh, oh my god, what is it called?
Silly string.
No, yeah, like a silly string blanket.
Yeah.
You know, like it rolls out and just
Flip
tack
it
peanuts on
forth,
your
like-
hands.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're like, get off me. Well, as you guys walk through the opening of the trees that you now see from where the flame burned away a path, you walk into an opening and you see through a small thicket of trees a dilapidated old shack that sits alone by itself in an opening of the forest. And as you walk, go ahead.
Jaron's gonna take a quick action. He's gonna cast Channel Divinity, and then he's going to cast as a bonus action Harness Divine Power.
Well, what's your channel divinity?
Harness Divine Power. I can use it as a bonus action and recover one of my spell slots.
Oh,
okay.
cool. You
So
never told us if we got anything off those bodies, by the way.
I did.
No, he did.
Yeah.
Oh,
you got,
I didn't listen.
Yeah. So you got one Ettercap Fang,
Okay.
and you got the ball of webbing. It's about the size of a basketball when you gather it all up. And then Happy was able to collect one vial with 2 uses of Ettercap venom. So
And
Jaron,
Avvina collected an egg
yeah, and Avvina got an
for
Ettercap
some
egg.
unknown purpose.
So Jaron, you call forth to your deity and you cry out, who are you praying to when you channel your divinity?
Do I have to say it out loud?
Yes.
You do, but you can do some deceptive work too. So you cry out in a prayer, and who you cry out to in a prayer is who you cry out to, and then your players can roll insights if they wish.
Oh yeah.
So Jaron, go for it.
Yeah, because I'm starting to wonder about this guy.
Describe your
Right.
prayer as you cry out to your deity.
And that's my next.
A mixture of holy light magic and dark magic emerges from my figure as I channel divinity, and it looks kind of like a twisted spring of opposing colors, and I recover 1 spell slot.
Do you say a name as
Yeah,
you cry
but
forth in prayer?
Do you say a name? What, we just want to know who your your god is.
I have a pretty good idea, but you know.
I don't say a name.
All right.
Okay.
So
I don't care.
everybody,
Doesn't matter to me.
everyone with an insight of a 10 or better, you would recognize that Jaron, this paladin clad in black plate mail, steel plate armor, excuse me, kneels in a prayer-like position with his blade against the ground and head bowed as these 2 opposing forms of energy swirl above him in a helix-like manner, almost dancing with one another and fighting one another back. Avvina, Chip, and I don't know, did you roll insight, Venlee?
I don't care.
Okay. So,
Like I really don't. My character wouldn't care.
So, Avvina and Chip, it strikes you odd that a prayer of a paladin did not include words uttered aloud.
I'm gonna start to.
Why would a
question-
paladin pray without calling the name of their god?
Well, I have a pretty, from what I saw in my brain, I have a pretty good idea of what he serves. And now his boss has a pretty good idea of what possesses me. So we have a mutual understanding of not saying anything.
All right, so I'm going to finish up the game here with our little cliffhanger. As you guys approach this forest edge and see this rickety shack, and Jaron takes a kneel to call forth to his god and recover a spell slot, off in the distance, but loud enough to be heard as though it were right in front of you, and somebody was speaking in front of your face, actually. That's how plainly and clearly the words can be heard. The words float on the air, and they literally travel through one ear, out the other, and back around again. You're unable to place the acoustics, of the source of the sound. Other than that, you know immediately it comes from the shack. And the words that cry forth are in a strange spoken language. Anyone that speaks Sylvan would hear this first, and anyone who does not speak Sylvan would hear this after. So the people that can speak Sylvan, you hear a female voice, and the voice says,
I've got you, and I've got Hannah too, and you're gonna make the most tasty meal and sauce for my soup.
Awesome.
and the common that everyone hears that doesn't speak Sylvan as the words cry out. You hear the sound changes, and no longer does it float on the air, but it actually sounds like it's coming from the source, and it is slightly muffled as the voice of a cackling old garbled and gravelly voice speaks forth and says,
Shh! Don't speak or I'll kill you right away. We're not alone, and we have visitors.
Damn.
and with that, we will end our game.
Burn the house down. I'm just messing.
Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun.
Well, we're still live for a few more minutes. You guys have any feedback or things you have questions about? We definitely will have a part 2, which will finish out the adventure, the lore of Lurue
I want to keep
from
going.
Candlekeep.